Okay, and I don't want to say that I approve what they did. But first of all, the dad in the back, I don't think shot, did he?
I don't know. He had a fucking gun, though.
Right, he had a gun, but that's not illegal.
Yeah.
And
I don't know. So let me get this straight. You think I could pull? Let's just go to the 16th Street Mall, pull up my pickup, take my shotgun out, force people to stop and shoot them 3 fucking times.
no, I didn't say that.
Well, that's basically what you're saying.
No, it's not basically what I'm
What
saying.
part of any of that is legal? What gives me the right to stop somebody?
Apparently, they got that in Georgia. They got that you can make a citizen's arrest.
Well, okay, that's just fucking great. You know what? I wouldn't put it past Georgia.
Well, I'm just saying that that's what it is. I don't say it's right. I do say this.
I don't even know what that means.
This,
I can go to Georgia and just stop anybody for anything I think they're doing.
I don't
and
know.
If they want to leave, I can fucking put holes in them.
I don't know.
No, these guys were
They weren't cops. They were nothing.
The dad was an ex-cop.
Well, who gives a shit? That gives him no authority to fucking kill somebody.
I agree. I agree on that.
Christ. Did you hear that, Mark? He said an ex-cop can kill people.
You know I'm not a cop fan. I am not a cop fan.
French bike shop seeing a run on bicycles. Coronavirus restrictions there are set to ease on Monday. A lot of French people worried about crowded mass transit now say they would rather bike to work. The French government encouraging...
These have all been in the last 5 years, Mark. 4 years.
Zachary Quiche, ABC News.
That's perfect.
You can tell when something just sounds wrong. Like when you go to the mechanic and hear this.
Pass me the torque rope. No, let me have the flamethrower.
I don't want any of the bathhouses on there, though.
I don't think I'm going to be able to do this without a 40-ton wrecking ball.
Oh, there goes half of them.
You know what else is really wrong? That the interest you're earning on savings with...
Hey, guess who's in my house today?
Your beagle.
Actually, my beagle is right here.
I know. I see him in there. I couldn't tell.
Steve the painter's painting my garage.
I thought he was...
Is he out there?
Yeah, he's in the garage right now, him and his wife and his helper.
Cool.
It was kind of funny. I'm having over today Cracker Jack. And,
I had my... Hey, do we have the car detailer on a referral list, man? He's great. That Steve guy, Executive Auto Detail, I use him, man. He is good, man. He's good.
I think he's on, I'm not positive.
I don't think so.
If not, we need to get him. I'm telling you, Mark, and we should do some trade because you'd love him. If you keep your cars, man, they're beautiful. God, my G-Wagon, and this wasn't even a detail. It was what he calls a wash. This is his normal wash. I'm going to have it detailed, but...
No, there's no detail.
He's good, man. He's really good. Hey, you want an oatmeal cookie, anyone?
Nope.
No, thank you.
I missed the call from Compass. I was correct in saying that if you run your own car into a fucking tree, a one-person accident, your insurance doesn't cover shit.
I know
As far
it.
as personal injury.
I know it.
Okay.
It'll cover your car if you have full
Mark,
coverage.
I think I even have more than these, but I put down what I have so far. When do you
If
need
you want
the...
a lead that came in, I'll sign it to you if you want it.
Hey, Mark, how many of these do you want?
As many as you got, I'm serious.
I can get more, but do you want me to send them as I go or what? When do you need the whole... You need them now?
I need them as soon as you can, but how many do you have now?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
That's pretty good. Then, I mean, do you think you're missing any big ones?
I know I will, but I'll just send them to you.
This guy sent this. 99% of COVID deaths in Sioux Falls are residents of nursing homes.
Hey,
And
I'm
they-
sending you a lead, man. Call after the show, okay?
Okay. Oh, that's another thing I gotta look at.
Looks like a very good one, actually.
Rainmaker. Oh, that guy sent a bad review on Rainmaker's website.
Good, what guy?
That idiot,
Get your free
Oh, your buddy?
scorecard today.
not my
Even
buddy.
if you're
The
not
guy
Sure as hell is.
The guy Tom bought
Your
into.
favorite and checking your scorecard.
Yeah, I bought into them all right, yeah.
Learn more at
Hey, I haven't seen that picture of your fuses yet, Mr. I've got nuclear fuses.
Hey, by the way, But Mark, even yours don't work on just heat. I told you that. It's resistance.
Okay, all right. Let's not get back into it.
Look,
You cannot be
what came first, the chicken or the egg?
Well,
Just tell me what came first, the chicken or the egg?
The egg.
What came first, resistance or heat? Huh?
Well,
No,
resistance
no,
is.
sorry.
Resistance, of course.
That's where he's wrong.
But heat tripped it, though, Tom.
Fuck, I said though, resistance caused it. He
Yes,
said it was caused by heat, and I said it's not caused by heat. It is not caused by heat. It's caused by excessive current, which is resistance.
But I would.
Oh, Dan, you're an engineer.
No. I would say if you have it on and put a torch to it, it would probably flip.
It'll probably melt. God.
The heat is what causes it.
Yeah, I agree.
No,
now they do have
no,
those
it
electromagnetic.
No.
And I don't know how expensive they are, but they're.
It's
They look
resistance.
like they also have a heat trip in
What about a
them.
GFI? Let's just do that.
That's different. That's the ground fault. Right. I don't know how they work.
He said all breakers trip by heat. And
Did
I
you
said,
say
no,
all
they don't.
breakers? Damn it, Mark.
And if you want to quote me, what I said was, it's never heat alone. That's what I said. I said it's always resistance. I said it's not. Didn't you hear me say it's
Yeah,
not
I
just?
think I did.
Okay, I'm ready. Damn it, I'm ready. Tell Mark to shut up, though. Tell him to shut up. Keep his mic off at all times.
Mutant.
Just kidding.
Mutant.
Hey, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255, here to help you solve problems, answer questions, take your place, make your life a little easier as we've been doing for 40 years here. Today is car day. You know, on Fridays we have car day. Now, of course, today is a little weird because we don't have our car experts in, but we have them available if you have cars, questions, complaints. I've gotten a lot of email questions that are pretty cool when it comes to cars, so I'm going to be going over some of those. But if you know, one of the common car questions I get, what do I do with a bad car deal? How do I get out of a bad car deal when I know I might have overpaid or I got a screw job? There is a way to get out of it. Logically, with minimal damage. We'll talk about it. I'm Tom Martino. We got Mark Major, and we got our deputy standing by. So, we go to the phones first. I just want you to know your priority will try to help you. Nancy, thank you. Well, I mean, not thank you. Hello, Nancy. Welcome. What's happening?
Hi.
How do we help you?
You helped me yesterday. I was the person that called first thing with the trust and the Prop 13.
I want to explain to our listeners what that was because it's very interesting, okay? Here's what it is.
All right, go ahead.
Yeah, to our listeners. You have a trust that owns a home. Your mother lived in that home. The trust owns it. And you and your two sisters are the sole members of that trust, and you are the trustee. A lawyer told you in order to take advantage of the California Proposition 13, you got to leave the house in the same ownership because once it's triggered by sale, you no longer get the benefits of the tax exclusion. However, we found out that you do get the benefits of a tax exclusion through what's called a parent-to-child exemption. And in addition to that, you can still have the trust take it. You don't need a hard money loan, as the attorney told you. And by the way, it was suspect because the attorney also said that, as I remember, the attorney was also alluding to the fact that you need to get a hard money loan. I didn't like that at all. So, anyway, bottom line is we got Blake Harris. Did you contact Blake?
No, I didn't contact Blake. You had a caller that called in later with a similar situation.
Right, that's right, and that's the one you talked. Yes, and you found out about the exemption?
Right.
Good. What happened?
So, well, what it is that the caller that called in was lucky because she was the trustee and she was the one that wanted to buy it.
Uh-huh.
If you have the home and you want to, get the parent-child transfer, it has to be either the trustee or B, it has to actually say in the trust that one of the parties can buy the other parties out. Or C, that I give up being the trustee and that the daughter that wants to buy the house becomes the trustee, which the other sister would have put her foot down and said, oh, hell no.
Yeah. So what did you do?
So I haven't done anything yet, but now I've got the knowledge that the attorney was right that the trust would have to take out a loan.
Yes.
and then transfer the loan to the party that wants to buy the house.
Right.
But then it can't be done within the first week that the loan is taken out. You have to wait a couple of weeks.
Okay.
And then once the loan is transferred to the other party, then the party can get the Jarvis-Gann Prop 13 benefits.
Okay. So, are you going to take the necessary steps?
At this point, I don't know. Like I said, there's a third sister involved, and she's very adamant that we don't do it.
But wait, the third sister is the one that wants to live in the house, right?
No, it's the littlest sister.
Oh, she doesn't want the other sister to live there.
She just thinks that that if they want to buy the house, they need to be willing to take everything that's with it. That she doesn't feel comfortable with the trust because the other sisters kind of dragged her.
Yeah. But you guys can exit the trust.
Right.
And then it would only be the one sister living there that would remain in the trust. What would be wrong with that? That wouldn't affect your other sister. She'd get her money.
Well, we're concerned the way this has been going that might not happen. That the sister that wants to buy the house hasn't been very forthcoming and doesn't respond quickly and that kind of thing. And she's wanting a lower price on the house and she's wanting an inspection. And we're like, you've been to the house. Not as often as it should have when Mom was alive, but you've been there. You know what kind of shape it's in, and you had an assessment done on it, and the assessment came back at $600,000, and you're the ones that did that. So
right.
We wanted to go at $600,000 price. So that's where we're at right now.
Okay.
This all just hit the fan a couple of days ago,
right.
Kind of thing.
Well, I'm glad that you called, though, and if we can help you with anything, and remember, Blake Harris is available, milehighestatePlanning.com. He's our expert, so feel free to get a hold of him, too. Thanks, Nancy. Gary, he has a stimulus question. Hey, Gary, what's happening?
Morning. I have a strange one for you.
Yeah, how strange could it be?
My cousin passed away in about July of 2018.
Yeah.
He named me the executor for his estate.
Okay.
And I went ahead and did the probate and filled out all the stuff and filed in 2019 an income tax for him.
Yeah.
Okay, this year, my wife and I filed our taxes, and we got our taxes back yesterday or the day before, and included separate check was a check to him showing he's deceased.
What?
And made out to him and me as personal representative
what?
For this stimulus.
What the heck? Huh.
I know. So what I need to know is because I filed an income tax for him in 2019.
Yeah, but you'll have to give it back because in 2020 he's deceased, right?
Correct.
Yeah, so you won't get to keep it. Right, Mark? Isn't that your impression? Is Mark still there? Did he step out? Is he there?
He should be there.
I know. We don't hear him. Bring him up. We don't hear him. We don't hear him. Are you getting?
Unfortunately, he's up.
Huh. Mark, if you can hear us over the phone here, he says he can't hear you. He says he can't hear you, man. So you might want to reboot. Okay, so I think that's the story, though. I think we got that right.
So how would I go about returning it?
Well, you don't. What you do is, well, actually, he's not going to be filing a return. Holy crap. Because if he did, then he would give it back in the return. That's an interesting one for sure. If it was yours and you didn't qualify, you would simply have to give it back. Okay. What's that? If you don't cash it, how about if you never even cash it? What about that? I mean, then keep it. Keep it in case they come after you or something.
But don't cash it.
Well,
Hey, sorry guys. The answer to that is yes. When you do your taxes next year, if you deserve it, you keep it. If not, you're going to owe it back.
Listen to this one though, of which you didn't hear. The check is for his
made to someone that's dead.
And they won't be filling out a tax for 2020. They only filled one out for 2019.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, very interesting, isn't it? So we don't know what's happening.
It could be fraud if someone else cashes it at that point and the government really wants to figure it out. You know what I'm saying?
Well, it's made out to me as his personal representative too. So if I cashed it, it wouldn't be a fraud thing, but keeping it
that is bizarre as hell. No,
So
cashing it. No, that's what I meant. Keeping the money and not reporting it. God, I don't know, man. I mean, you know the right thing to do. How's that?
Yeah, I do.
Maybe if you donate half of it to charity.
Yeah.
It would be okay.
Or all of it, one way or the other.
Yeah.
I have another question for you.
Yeah, go ahead.
One of your car guys is also a coin dealer?
Yes, Budget A1 Transmission and Auto Repair, Mark Machowski.
Mark Machowski.
He's a narcolepticist.
What's that?
Yeah, I know,
That's what
whatever
I
you
say
call
every
it.
time.
He was trying to call what do you call him? I can't say it
pneumatic.
Yeah.
Mr.
Yeah, whatever. That's what he is.
And that's Budget A1?
Yeah, Budget A1, and he's right. He does it right there. But make sure he's going to be there. Call down there. Mark is his name. The other guys don't deal with that. Mark's the only one that deals with that. The other guys run the shop.
I would assume so. Yeah. Is there any particular one of his stores I should call?
Just go to the referral list and look up coins. Just search coins, and he'll pop up.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yes, he will. He's on there too.
Excellent.
All right. 303. Well, thank you, by the way. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. All right. So, Roger, you have a comment. Can we take it right after this, please? You may be able to help us. We'll do it right after this.
Down. Did I write Simply Floors? No, I didn't.
Imagine.
Simply Floors. Pretend it.
Backed by a century of experience.
I'm Trish Renner, investment banker at Baird. Since 1919, we've advised individuals and institutions.
I forgot to do that.
Whether you're growing your...
You know what? Let's do it right away. If you're still sitting there at 1508, can you do it?
From what?
Financial future.
Simply Floors.
Yeah, sure. Got it.
Yeah.
You and Baird. Imagine where we can go.
By the way, short floors, you're up.
Auto.com.
SimplyFloorsInc.com. Buddy Mitchell, Karen Mitchell, they own it. They belong to a buying group, so that gives them the buying power of all the big boxes. But what they do is pass savings on to you. So for consumers, that translates to about 20, 30, 40% savings for you. SimplyFloorsInc.com. That's where you make your own appointment. They're located at 52nd and War Southwest Corner, but you can just make your appointment online. SimplyFloorsInc.com. All the popular floor coverings at amazing prices and great installations. SimplyFloorsInc.com.
Yep.
Urban Lights is inviting you to stop by their award-winning 20,000 square foot showroom at Santa Fe, Mississippi, and get the lowest prices from designer brands like Hinkley Lighting. Get special savings on your lighting products with 40% off MSRP. Urban Lights is open for business. They're following recommended CDC guidelines, and your safety is a top priority. Stop by their incredible showroom at Santa Fe, Mississippi. For more info, go to...
I can't believe you thought that guy should get that check mark.
When you start getting into debt, it can be a little bit quietly built
Huh?
in the high interest rates.
I said if he donated half of it, I think he'd be okay.
No, well, I guarantee you he would not be okay.
Who?
Hey guys, across the street, a homeowner, you can...
How would they ever find out?
They're never going to find out.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. How would they, if the guy probably, they don't expect every old person to file taxes by any means. I wonder if he's still, how many dead people do you think the spouse is still collecting Social Security?
Oh, I know it, but if they
You think so? You think there are a lot?
But if they do, it's fraud.
Well, of course it's fraud.
I mean, that's just like saying you can do anything. You can cheat on your taxes, and you can get away with it. But if they catch you, it's fraud.
Well, I understand that, Dan, but if they're 90 years old and their spouse dies and they just cover them with dirt in the backyard, what do they give a fuck is what I'm saying.
True.
It's called fraud.
Yeah, I know, but if they have no money for food and shit and they're 90, I don't think they give a shit.
They pride themselves on creating mouth-watering dishes such as their
What do you
signature
think?
Peking duck, grilled Colorado
Same.
Capella,
Fraud.
white sauce,
F-R-A-U-D.
Check your email from Hiram real quick.
Oh, okay.
You understand this is kind of a become the banker type deal.
It is?
Yeah, they do some other stuff too. I'll tell you what they do. They sell that Vanguard product that, like if you're a dentist and you hurt your hand, you know, you'll get paid.
What do you think about it?
I got no problem with it.
Okay, neither do I actually. It's all legit.
But it's whole life insurance.
It's all legit.
Yeah, I don't know if they're a fiduciary. I don't know if they need to be. They basically sell insurance products, man.
Yeah.
I don't have an issue with it. I mean, I'd
No.
rather have them under our code of ethics than not, so.
Right. That's exactly right.
It's like I'm going to have Dan sign the code of ethics here shortly.
No, that'll never work. He's gone then. What about our code of vaccinations?
Hey, Tom, can you mute somebody from here?
Like him?
No, not him.
TV antenna's broken.
Call
We
it.
can't get our channel.
The antenna is fine.
Put it back there. Somebody had asked that.
I
says, no, we gotta do it back
We
there.
need to rescan for local channels.
Oh, you know everything, huh?
Well, you
Unlike
do,
back when you were in
but
the studio.
You were
could
right
mute
here with
somebody.
me when they aired the announcement about changes in the broadcast frequency.
Really?
Yeah. Here.
Hey, can you mute it for a second?
You do it.
Nah, I don't even want to ask in front of those two. Forget it. Tom, I'm going to text you something.
All right, good.
What do you mean, those two?
You
Doc and you, 'cause
mother.
it really has to do with both of you. I don't want any hurt feelings.
Respond to the 2026.
Saying who's a better looking?
Spinning bullets online today to impact the next 10 years of healthcare, infrastructure, and education. Respond online today to make America's tomorrow brighter. Shape your future. Start here at 2020census.gov. Paid for by U.S. Census Bureau.
This report is sponsored by Discover. We treat you like you treat you.
It is a noticeably cooler morning with mostly cloudy skies today. The high just 62 degrees. This weekend will be chilly as well through Mother's Day with a warm up next week. I'm meteorologist Brooks Garner, Fox 31 2.1 weather.
It's your free credit scorecard today, even if you're a customer. It includes your FICO credit score.
15 away, guys. 15 away.
Learn more at discover.com/credit scorecard. Limitations apply.
Denver's talk station. Available everywhere with the iHeartRadio app.
Now #1 for podcasting.
630 KHOW, an iHeartRadio station.
Hi, Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. Here to help you solve problems, answer questions, take complaints, make your life a little easier. Let's talk and see what we can do for you. Okay, so we have a comment from Roger on the stimulus. Roger, what did you want to say? Was it on that guy that died, or was it something else?
Yeah, I would think that what the guy would do is take the check and deposit it into that individual's bank account.
Yeah.
And then I'm sure the IRS has some type of a form to receive money back, you know, overpayments or something back. And then next year file that form and write a check out of that bank account right back to the IRS. Or minimum, I'd call the IRS and just, you know, ask them the question. They could.
Why not just shred it?
How to do it.
Why not just throw it away? Why go through all that?
That could be another thing. I mean, just not cash it.
Yeah, he's wanting to cash it. You could hear it in his voice. Tell me how I can do this. That's what he was saying.
Right. Yeah. I would do that. I probably wouldn't even cash it. I'd just throw it away, shred it. And
here's the real deal, though, Tom.
The check was never cashed.
Guys, if you think about it, the chances of an older guy not filing taxes happens all the time. So if he did cash it, I bet it would never be caught ever. I just think that way. I don't think he should, but I bet he'd never get caught doing it ever.
Yeah, for that little amount, probably not.
No, because there's a lot of older people that don't file taxes. There's no mechanism to catch it. I can't think of any mechanism that would catch this, is what I'm saying.
Right, neither can I. I can't think of anything. So that's
Just send it to me.
Yeah, that's true. That would take care of it for you. Becky, is there a Becky up yet or not?
Yes.
Okay, Becky, what's going on?
Yeah, I just wanted to also comment on the stimulus check. My sister just received hers, and she filed taxes in 2018. Her husband passed away in 2018, so she filed joint. So she got the double payment because, of course, they think he was, she filed taxes as joint in 2018. There was definitely a form and a warning that if this is fraudulent, if someone's not alive, I don't know exactly what it said, but she's already returned it. And
How did she return
no.
it? How did she return it?
She returned it via,
just right back to where it came?
It was online.
Huh. Very interesting.
She processed it. I'm going to say I don't know totally.
Okay.
I know she received it. I don't know. Gosh, I'm sorry. I should have asked her before I called you.
It's okay.
I can't remember if she received it via direct deposit or via mail. I think she received it in the mail. But she definitely returned it. And she said she read somewhere that she would be prosecuted. It may take a while, but it would be a fraudulent reception of that check. And she had to return it. And, of course, in her own mind, she wanted to return it because he wasn't alive. She said, we didn't deserve that.
Okay. Wow. That's good. That's really good that she was honest about it. And, I think this guy wanted to be honest, too. 303-713-TALK. So, Mark brought up yesterday the guy that was shot in Georgia. It happened like
horrible.
A month or two ago. And the way it looks, there was a car following, watching the guy jogging. That's what I didn't understand. Why would you be taking a picture of a guy jogging?
Unless, here's what I thought. And they're not saying who that guy was or where the video came from. Here's what I think. I think he had something to do with the other two, thinking that this guy was casing different houses and stuff. Why else would the guy just happen to be videoing this?
Right. So he's happened to be videoing it, and the black man was running. Then he goes around a truck that's stopped. We don't see what happens after that, but apparently there was a guy with a gun there because you see him trying to struggle the gun away from the guy. Now, I don't think that's odd that the black man was defending himself. He runs around this truck on the right side of the truck. By the time they emerge on the left side, he is fighting the guy with the gun. In other words,
and there's already been a gunshot.
Yeah. Okay. So he's trying to save his life. He's trying to get the gun away because he's feeling for his life. Meanwhile, we don't understand who shot. The guy that killed him, was it the guy that was tussling with him, or was it the guy in the truck?
I think it was the guy tussling is the one that shot all of them. What's amazing, though, is, like you said, this went down, I think it was in February. It might have even been January. No charges, nothing. They simply believe the story of the two white guys. Now that the video's out, these maniacs finally have been arrested, and hopefully they're thrown in jail for the rest of their lives, unless if there's something we don't know.
Right.
Can you think of anything, Tom? Anything that would justify?
No.
There's nothing I can think of. You can't just stop someone with a loaded shotgun and then another guy in the bed with a gun for no reason.
No. I can't. Did they say they suspected him of a string of robberies or something?
Yeah, like he was casing the joint. They said he was looking in the window.
What happened was there had been a string of burglaries in the neighborhood.
So they just see a black guy running and say it must be him?
Exactly.
No.
What? Get Dan on. Here we go.
They saw it. They saw him looking.
Yeah, they saw him looking into a house. But that's all they said. That's what they said. We don't know if that's true.
And which one was the former cop? The guy in the truck or the guy that killed him?
Well, the guy in the truck, one is I think it was a son and dad.
You're right. So the father was in the truck, the former cop, and the son was the one fighting with him. And
it's so sad, man.
Right. The father was in the back of the truck with a pistol. It's like they were waiting for him with guns.
They were waiting for him.
And one was in front of the truck, hiding. Huh? They did call after shooting. Oh, before they went after him, they called 911. Then they went after him, but they didn't go after him. They went in front of him. That's what's weird. They went in front and parked.
Do they have the right? Does anybody, and we don't live in Georgia, so in Georgia you might have the right to like walk up to someone with a shotgun and stop them, and if they try to leave, shoot them? I find that insane.
It is totally insane. I mean, I don't even know what the heck.
Hey, it's Georgia, though. You don't know what happens in Georgia. My God. I mean, what 30 years ago, they were still lynching people out there.
God, this is scary. Really scary. 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. So basically, yeah, I mean, that's crazy. This is like... the only reason charges were filed, we could say, is because it hit social media. Really, if you think about it.
No. The video came up. If that video didn't come up, those guys were already in the clear, man. They did it. They got away with murder until that video came up.
All right, 303-713-TALK. We have more coming right up.
Become the banker in a minute.
Talk station with Tom Martino. Now, Michael Brown at 2, 6:30 KHO.
Comments?
He's got his headphones on.
Oh. You want some of that, buddy?
Sponsored by Discover.
Hey, this is almost exactly different ages Trayvon Martin.
Which one was Trayvon? I hate to even say that. The name is familiar.
Trayvon Martin.
The one with George Lopez or whoever, right?
That's right. That's right.
It was the Zimmerman guy.
George Zimmerman.
Zimmerman. God, he turned out to be a fucking raging lunatic, too.
Yeah, he's a nut.
He got off. He got lucky. He got off, and then he still goes around, like, causing issues.
Yep, I agree. But this is just like it. And if you thought Trayvon was thing, I mean, they were fighting. And
there's a big difference.
What's the difference? What's the difference?
A guy jogging down a path. Trayvon, that stuff went in an apartment complex in the middle of the night.
At Discover.com.
It wasn't the middle of the night.
Did Trayvon have a gun or not?
No.
BecomeTheBanker.org. That website will get you to a place where you can sign up for a webinar, or you can call them directly and find out more about this investment strategy. It is an investment strategy. It takes very little money per month. You can put as much as you want, but it overfunds life insurance on purpose to get you a cash-free account. It grows tax-free. It grows tax-free to pay bills as you go along, or for retirement, or both. BecomeTheBanker.org. And to see my video on the topic, BecomeTheBanker.info.
Don't you remember Trayvon Martin had a pack of Skittles in his hand?
He had Skittles, but I don't think he had them in his hand. He was fighting the guy. They were fighting.
Yeah.
He jumped him, supposedly, and George was yelling, help me, help me, help me. And he had a gun with him, and he was like part of that patrol.
Right, neighborhood patrol.
Neighborhood patrol. Hello.
Hello? Hello?
And her mother to lose most of hers. Debbie's regular dentist sent her to a specialist who said the bone loss was so severe she might want to consider removing all of her teeth and getting implants at a cost of $50,000.
I thought that sounded absolutely outrageous. So I went online to see if there was any other...
This guy sent the listing agreement here, Tom.
For what?
For brokers. It says broker finding, this is under...
I saw it. I looked it up yesterday.
Broker finding a buyer who is ready, willing, and able to complete the sale or lease as specified.
Look, I even went further. I started thinking maybe Colorado, they just got a good set of attorneys working the system down here. But I looked at California, and I forget what other state. All of them have very similar wording.
Right. Now, the thing about it is, almost all people who do submit, there are some contingencies.
I've been lifting sinking concrete across the Front Range for over 25 years. I'll fix your sinking concrete and save you money. Call Advanced Mud Jacking.
Here it says all Unlike what Mark Major says, all stimulus checks sent to dead taxpayers must be returned to the IRS.
What did I say? I forget now.
You think you should cash it?
No, I did.
Yes, you did.
I said just throw it away.
Right.
I did not say he should
You
cash it.
said-
I said he knows the right thing to do.
You said cash it and give half to charity.
Oh, I was fucking kidding.
I don't think so. I don't think so, Mr. Biden.
Jesus.
We're going to start calling you Joe.
Yeah, okay, whatever. Read that on air so I can bust that guy's balls, because he's a moron.
Which guy?
Whoever you just read that from.
What do you mean he's a moron?
He's a moron.
I read about
What you just read saying other than what Mark thinks.
He didn't say I said that.
You're the moron.
Sometimes.
Now you're getting me going. You're pulling a... You are a shit stirrer. I'm emailing Tim.
Man, is it split down the line about Flynn. Holy cow.
What's it?
About the General Flynn getting off? Right down the line. If it's Democrat, by God, he's guilty. He pleaded guilty. He should go to jail.
Hey, do we have anybody that does, this lady's basement is just cracked and beat up. It's not mud jacking. It's heaving, it's broken. I don't even know, like, how you fix shit like that.
Well, wouldn't that be the Pier place?
Yeah, you're probably right. Let me look. We do have a peering place.
Yeah. It's an engineering...
And then after they get it all steady, then you still have to go in and get rid of the old cement and do a new cement, right?
I would think so, but... So hopefully this other guy calls in too. He's got a new builder who's going to buy the house. He's only going to warranty the structural, foundation for a year. And the guy asked him, why are you doing it for a year when all these other builders are doing it for 10 years? And the guy says, I'm so confident in my work, you won't have any issues. You believe that?
For what?
Hopefully he calls in.
Oh, okay. I thought you had it.
17 dozens. You're up.
Mute.
Hi, Tom Martino. You're a troubleshooter. 303-713-TALK. 303-713-8255. All right, so let's talk. Barbara has a question on stimulus checks. Any questions you have either directly related to the stimulus or unemployment, we can answer as well. We have contacts. We can also take any problems, questions, complaints. It can be outside the stimulus or outside the pandemic altogether. Barbara, what's going on?
Well, I have a strange situation here, Tom. And by the way, good morning.
Good morning.
My partner had died in 2018. And at that time, I did apply for, I did the taxes, and I was supposed to get a refund of $1,900. Did get the state income tax, but the federal income tax, I've been dealing with this all the way up to now. The paperwork has been going from one state to another. I've talked to the IRS. They said check is in the mail.
Yeah.
So the other day I did get I did get the stimulus check for $1,200, and I thought, well, Uncle Sam, you still owe me $700.
Yeah.
So I talked to my accountant, said deposit the check. You may have to return it, but I think it's just very, very strange. Still haven't got the $900 refund, but I did get the stimulus.
Huh. Why would you? I don't understand your math. If you get the stimulus, why wouldn't you deserve the stimulus and get the $900?
$1,900.
Or $1,900?
Yeah, they owe me $1,900 for the for the tax refund,
right?
Because I did taxes, and I did those, and I did get the state refund, but I never got the federal. And they kept asking for birth certificates. I've sent so many
She's
birth
not understanding
certificates.
my question.
No. Go ahead, ask again. Mark,
Yeah,
ask again.
So listen. You got the 1,200. You
Right.
were supposed to get the stimulus, correct?
I already got my own stimulus.
Right.
But
Yes,
I got
Go
the
ahead.
1,200 for the person that was deceased as well, who died in 2018.
I see. And her accountant saying cash that 1,200, and now they only owe you 700.
Right. I mean, it's the craziest thing I've ever seen. And even my accountant said, Barb, it's strange.
Is that check made out to the dead person and you?
Yes, and I did initial it. I
Why
signed
is
the
it made out to
person's name
both of you?
because I'm-
I don't understand that. Don't you each get your own? Why is it made out to both?
They probably
I don't know.
filed
It
jointly.
was made out to both of us, and I did initial. I made a copy of it, and I put it in my account. But I don't know. It's very strange.
So, Barbara, was it one check for 2,400?
No, 1,200.
Two different
for
checks.
1,200. Why? And you filed
I've
jointly?
yet to receive the 1,900 for the tax refund.
Right, that's separate, though.
Yeah, it's like apples and oranges, I guess you would say.
You know, only our Treasury Department would just write checks to dead people without checking. I mean, honestly, it's crazy.
Well, that's what I thought, and especially when you talk to them and they say, "Oh yeah, their favorite line, check is in the mail." So, but the weird part was I did get the state tax refund, but I never got the federal refund, which was the 1,900. And then lo and behold, I got the 1,200.
I actually agree. I agree with what your guy told you. I would cash it too, which he already did, and now they owe you whatever. Now, if they overpay you and send you the entire $1,900, you're going to have to send it back or do whatever with it. I mean, it's going to get a little strange. But
I disagree with you, Mark, totally. I think.
What do you mean? Why?
If you try to cash in that, because you're cashing a check for a deceased person. And if
yeah,
that
but
is right-
she's on it too. She's on it too.
I know, but
Dan.
she already got hers.
It doesn't matter. So
I
if Uncle
think you're
Sam
opening up
sends me a
can
check,
of
I can't
worms
cash
there,
it.
And it's going to
But
open
I
up a
mean,
bunch.
but you know she doesn't have two coming, and I don't know why they put both names on both checks. That makes no sense to me.
I don't know either. I did make a copy of it, and
Does
I
it
did
say
put my
and or
initials
or?
next to, my initials next to her name.
Maybe we should
and
get some other.
I did deposit it because I was following what my accountant said.
Eric,
Barbara, yeah, let's get a second opinion. Listen, we're divided here. I mean, I think if it's not yours, it's not yours. If she's deceased, you don't have it coming, period. Give it back like the other woman did. I don't see why that's...
Yeah, but she's saying they owe me other money.
Yeah, and that's the part. What were you going to say?
But it's federal. Federal takes longer than state, no doubt. I'm sure it's coming.
What other money do they owe you? The refund?
Her tax
Owe me the
refund.
Yeah, but that's a separate.
$1,900
Yeah,
from
but
the
that's
28
totally separate, man. That's totally separate. That's not even in the same ballpark. That's a
I know
separate
it's
issue.
separate. I'm not arguing it's separate.
So I don't think you make up for it by keeping this. I mean, it's like, I think if it's not due you, you don't take it.
We should ask Eric how it is going to work, though, just in general. If someone
Let's
gets
see.
a check made to them and their dead spouse.
Daphne, can we see what happens with a death? Because we've had two questions now where checks were made and people had died. It's really a good question.
How about if it was one? Imagine if it was one check for $2,400 and one spouse was dead. What the hell would you do then?
Oh, you're right. That part is a good question, but this is two separate.
Dan, I'm always right.
Yeah.
No, you're not.
No, not quite. But listen, what we're going to do is get someone on to talk about it.
You know, I think a better question is, what happens if a spouse dies in 2020? Do they still get the stimulus check?
Oh.
Yes, if they're alive one day, I would assume they would get it.
We need
I
to.
assume
Who
that
knows?
also-
You know what, Daph? I don't know if Eric is our expert on stimulus. Ask him. Ask him if he can answer these questions. If not, you know how we got somebody on from the unemployment.
Larson.
Right? We should get someone on from the stimulus. You know what I'm saying? They're two different things. One is the stimulus money, and one is the unemployment. The unemployment guy we love. Maybe we get someone on from stimulus to talk
Here
about
was my only point, though. If Walmart owes you $1,000, Tom, and it's taken forever for them to give you the $1,000 they owe you for whatever reason, and then they send you $1,200 for something that has nothing to do with the $1,000 you owe them, I would have no problem cashing that check and applying it to the $1,000 you already owe me.
The IRS.
No. It's different, though. I know what
but
you're
aren't
saying.
these from the IRS?
Yes, I know what you're saying, Mark. They're from the federal government, you mean the Treasury. But here's what I find. They're two separate programs. I mean, a tax return has nothing to do with the stimulus, so I wouldn't do it. We're going to talk about travel insurance. Somebody else wants to talk about that, and we have more coming up. It's going to be a hot show. Just keep the calls coming. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. You can also call 303-MARTINO, 303-627-8466. Listen, Frank Duran, the real estate man, was just telling us about homes he's selling, multiple offers, showings, virtual showings, whatever it takes to get your business, whatever makes you feel safe. He is not halting business. He is going strong. Frank Duran, therealestateman.com, 303-920-1622.
Rocky Mountain in a minute.
Hey, Mark, what email did you say you were sending me? Because I don't have it. Or was it a text?
It's going to matter, guys. I think what Eric's going to say is...
Oh, okay, I got you. I see what you're saying. Okay.
Taxes next year.
I don't think it will.
So I'm going to go ahead and say I was right again. No, when she files taxes next year, they're going to know they got $2,400.
I'll send you this here.
It would be very weird, though. That's probably why they send it out individually. Because if they send out one check, geez, how about if they had kids? Who would get the kid money? Which spouse?
If they filed separately, I can see sending two checks. But if they filed jointly, I cannot see why they didn't. You're exactly right on the kids too.
Yeah, so let's say they did file jointly because we're sure they probably did.
Let's talk about a home energy audit, just $175. That's after Excel rebate. They help you pay for it. And here's what's great about this home energy audit from Rocky Mountain Retrofoam. It qualifies you for rebates for anything you have to do to make your home more energy efficient. So you get infrared imaging showing hot and cold spots, plus a blower door test to trace air leakage and drafts. Okay? Once all that is done, you get a full report, and then you get something to make your home more energy efficient, DIY tips, along with Rocky Mountain Retrofoam if you choose to do that. And you get rebates for that too. FoamYourWalls.com will tell you more about the foam, FoamYourWalls.com, and to call for the energy audit, 720-676-6333, 720-676-6333.
You there?
Yes. Had a guy that says, come on, they were lynching people back in 1990, Mark.
What's that?
You said 30 years ago they were lynching people in Georgia.
I'm pretty sure they were.
No, they weren't.
When did they get that gay guy and drag him behind a fucking pickup truck and kill him?
That was Texas.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Same shit.
Southern state. Confederate state.
Jesus. What was the most northern Confederate state that fought in the war?
Virginia.
Virginia or Maryland?
Maryland.
Wow, Maryland was on the south side?
Yeah.
Jesus. Maybe they didn't know their directions. They got all fucked up. They
No.
thought they were in the south.
Jesus was not on the south side.
Maybe Jesus was. Just because he's on this side doesn't guarantee a win. Maybe the devil was on the north side.
I love how only CBS News would have a stupid headline like this. Stimulus checks sent to dead taxpayers must be returned.
I wanted to send that.
That's the dumbest fucking... Here's the difference, though. It's made
I know that's what's crazy. I don't understand that at all.
I don't have a fucking stimulus check, god damn it. If they sent me one, I promise I'd blow it on nothing but alcohol and beer.
Here at Rocket Mortgage and the Rock family of companies, every one of our team members knows a hero.
My Uncle Paul works long hours at the grocery store to make sure that people can cook food up.
See, here's what it says in that article you sent. In the case of a married couple where one spouse has died, the surviving spouse should return the portion of the payment made to the deceased spouse. For instance, for couples that earn less than $130, the return portion would be $1,200.
Right.
That's weird.
But what does that mean? So you would cash the check for 24, then write them a check for 1,200?
I agree.
I don't know.
Maybe that's why they sent 2 checks out. Make sure if one died, it'd be easier.
Boy, they really, I mean, they had to do this quick, but boy, they left a lot of fucking weird shit out there, didn't they?
I agree.
Can you do the last hour, Mark?
What?
Can you do the last hour?
Yeah, I don't care.
I gotta get my kids.
Oh, Maryland was like a half and half state.
What is it?
Maryland was like a half and half state.
What do you mean half and half?
It really wasn't Union or Confederacy. Some people, it was a slave state.
Yeah.
But some people went and fought for the Union, some went and fought for the Confederates.
Did you read that, or did you watch that recent movie? I can't think of the name of it, but it was about, I swear her name was like Thurman or something. The Underground Railroad.
Oh yeah, I read that. You told me about that, you're right.
That a good fucking movie.
Yep, Doc told me about it, I watched it.
Oh my God, I couldn't believe how good it was.
I tell you.
It's amazing how they pulled it off.
You're talking about Tubman?
Tubman.
Harriet
Tubman. Harriet Tubman.
You're talking about
Harriet, that's right.
You're talking about Thurman Thomas.
Did I get my names mixed up?
They're both black. I can't believe how tough she was.
Yeah, I know. Tough as
I mean,
nails,
she
man.
really was tough.
It was so weird during that period of time. You know, if you live in one place, you're a slave. If you live in another, you're free. I mean, it's really the craziest shit in our history.
Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. Welcome to the show. We got a lot happening here. People have all kinds of questions. Let's get to them, okay? Now, Helen was next. Helen, what about travel insurance? What's going on? Or travel cancellation? What's going on? Helen? Are you there?
Should be there.
Yeah, okay. Helen, we're talking about travel cancellation fees. I don't know if you're still there. If not,
Sorry, I had you on mute. I'm
okay,
here.
Go ahead, dear.
So my family booked a vacation to Hawaii over spring break,
Right.
and of course had to cancel it because of the quarantine, and they had asked no travelers come to Hawaii, and I had booked this travel agent and went through a company. Her company is called Integrity Destinations, and then the package was furnished by FunJet Vacations, which is owned by Apple Leisure Group.
Right.
Initially, I was told there would be a $50 per person cancellation fee, which seemed acceptable to me.
I don't think there should be any because it's not your fault.
Correct. 2 days later, I
But wait, she's not saying they canceled the hotel or the flight, Tom, so keep that in mind.
Well, no, Hawaii. Okay, wait a minute. Who suggested you don't travel? Was it the state of Hawaii not accepting people?
Correct.
What was the? But if you had gone, would they stop you at the gate?
So initially when we canceled, they had been closing the beaches in Hawaii, the restaurants. The governor of Hawaii had issued a statement saying that they were discouraging visitors and asking that people didn't travel.
Okay, all right.
So
Was the hotel open? Was the hotel open?
Yes.
You see, because they're going by, a lot of these tour companies are going by this strict status. Like, hey, it was open. We can't help it if you didn't want to go. I don't know if I agree with that, but that's what they're saying. So how much is the cancellation fee, by the way?
So, so now, and then there was a 14-day quarantine issued in Hawaii. However, the hotel fee and all of that is fine. That they are saying they're going to fully refund that. FunJet Vacations is telling me that United Airlines is charging a $250 person cancellation fee.
By the way, United has sucked through this whole thing with people. They really suck, in my opinion.
I thought they were giving vouchers,
They have been
though.
amazing for me.
Are they giving vouchers, or are they taking every dime of that $250?
So it's FunJet that I'm having the problem with, or rather Apple Leisure Group.
I thought you said it was United.
So it was a vacation package.
I know that, but who is actually keeping the money?
FunJet. As near as I can tell, every time I talk to United, they tell me they are not charging any cancellation fees.
Okay, all right.
And that FunJet is in complete control of my tickets. They can't even see what the value of the tickets we purchased will be.
Gosh, so FunJet is the one where you're not getting money back. But the other people that are giving money back, are they giving it through FunJet, or are they giving it directly to you?
I have received no refund whatsoever.
I know, but didn't you say the hotels and all the rest are giving full refunds?
I was told that that would happen, but that all goes through FunJet.
And FunJet indicated that they'll pass those on to you, but they're going to keep the other, some kind of. And how much is it?
It's $250 per person, and we had 5 travelers, so $1,250.
What was the total trip?
About $6,500.
Okay. Now, I would not. This is what I would do. Okay, Helen. I wouldn't make noise until I get all my money.
That's what I've been doing.
Okay, now, don't sign anything that relieves them or anything. I have a feeling they're going to make you sign something. But if they don't make you sign something, I would wait until I get my money, put it in my bank, and then we go after them. Because I think if you go after them now, it's going to suck. I want them to fight for you. What are you going on, Dano? Get on the air. I can't read it from here. Dano looked something up.
Okay, it says under FunJet that they're giving you vouchers for an additional 25% of what your package was. So if the package was $5,500, they give you an additional 25% for another future package.
Are they doing that?
That's a good deal.
Well, yeah. So they're keeping Well, hold on. Is that they keep the $250 and give you a voucher then?
Then I think that fee would be waived.
In other words, if you accept, I don't get it. If you accept the voucher,
if it was a $10,000 trip, they're going to give her a credit worth $12,500.
Correct.
Why wouldn't you take that?
Well, after going through this and it's been...
Yeah, but this is unusual for everyone, Helen. I mean, you can't hold this against them. No, seriously. What I meant was, if you're saying, well, I don't want to deal with them at all, that's a whole different ballgame. They're offering
that was a hell of a thing to leave out, too.
Yeah, it was. I mean, here's what I'm saying, Helen. Play it either way. Get all your refund and then try going after them. But I think they're going to have an excellent argument that they would have mitigated your damages. Listen, you had booked a vacation once. You're going to get another $2,500 on top of it.
You're hearing more.
What people leave out drives me insane. Dan, I am so glad you found that.
It's the kind of guy I am.
It is good. She didn't even mention.
I know.
They don't give me my $250, but they offered me a free car. It's like, oh, okay.
Right. It's just like that guy yesterday from Rainmakers and stuff left out that. I mean, it's amazing. I mean,
there's always another side to the story.
Right. And then he said the cop said, "Hey, that's theft." You look up theft. He gave the check to him, had a contract. How could that stupid cop say that was theft?
I fell asleep in the desert.
Well, the cop said it was a civil matter.
At first he said, but then that guy, what's his name, Barry Udell? First, he might have he misrepresented everything else. He might have misrepresented that cop too. I mean, and he left that out. That he turned it into the cops.
Yeah, they always leave stuff out.
It gets me. And just because it's a consumer advocate, and that's what a lot of people say, hey, you're a consumer advocate, you should be fighting for the consumer. I am. Isn't it amazing? I mean, you don't have to do that with ARP, but here, it's like, really.
Oh, it's the same thing with when I get to this, the full story, it's always like, what the sad thing is, so many of the calls that I get from AARP are people who have already been defrauded.
Right.
And they send money by gift cards to these scammers. Or they send money by, wire transfer.
But it really was a true scam.
Yeah, but the point is, there's nothing you can do after the fact.
Right.
Like there was one guy who got built out of $70,000.
No way.
Yeah. And I said, you need to call the FBI because that's enough money. They actually
might go after.
They might go after.
What happened there in $70,000?
I forget what it was.
Okay.
Was it like let's throw it down.
Was it a girlfriend thing or was it?
I think it might have been. Okay. But the person was in the United States where they sent the money to.
Yeah, but sometimes do they wire it to the U.S.? See, that's what they do. Wire to the U.S. and they have a foreign.
No, they send gift cards.
Oh, okay. But even that,
I forget.
It might be a Dropbox place and stuff. They send.
But you got nothing to lose.
He sent 70,000 in gift cards.
Officials allowing malls, gyms.
See, that's what.
Not 70,000 in gift cards.
Okay.
70,000 was
wire transfer.
Yeah, over a period of time.
Okay.
Yeah. But like I say, so many of the cases, it's 2,000, 3,000. And the computer scam is a big one. They say this is Microsoft.
Yes. We've seen you guys have a virus. Let us take care of it.
And it's $800 or $900. That money's gone. There's nothing you can do.
Not only that, is they got in your computer. They might have access to it all the time.
Yeah, but I mean, usually they just want the money.
You think?
Yeah.
I would think both. I really would.
I haven't had a lot of calls about.
But it could be down the road.
Yeah, but you would think that if it happened 2 years ago,
they would have done it by now.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I think they just want to take the money and run.
Yeah. I mean, it's easier that way, but it's just like the emails that we got, and I've had two people now. I've never had one where they said one was an older lady that says, "Hey, we caught you masturbating on."
Oh, right.
We're gonna send this out to everybody.
And it's always in Bitcoin.
Yes.
$2,000 in Bitcoin.
I told her, I says, well, you shouldn't be doing that. No, I didn't.
Well, you know what else a big thing is refund scam.
Refund?
In other words, let's say they got somebody who paid them $800 for the computer scam. So a year later, they call and say, you know what, we're going out of business and want to refund your money. And they send them a check for $3,500. They say, oh, we made a mistake. It's supposed to be $350. Could you send this back?
Yeah, we get that. Go ahead, Mark, on that.
The new Fox headline is House Intelligence Committee transcript showed Obama-era officials saying they had no empirical evidence of the Trump campaign conspiring with Russia. In other words, they knew there was nothing. There was no fucking evidence.
But you read online, and Quora has this too, where people answering questions. Hey, he pleaded guilty. He lied and stuff. I mean, holy cow. I would love for those people, for them to get held up, says you lied, so we're either going to go after you or
throw your kid in
jail. I mean, people are so, I cannot believe.
It's Trump derangement.
It is Trump derangement. But they lose all common sense.
Yes.
They really do. They lose all common sense.
The hatred is unbelievable.
It is. So, here's another one. You heard in the Michigan where they came with their guns and everything, and they said they had Confederate flags and swastikas. The only swastikas I seen that they were showing were the ones that had the governor. They put swastikas on her, showing that, hey, she was basically a Nazi. It wasn't people. I mean, how poor reporting can that be? It is fake news, and I mean, I every time I read something, it says, yeah, right. I got that stupid friend of mine back home that oh, jeez. And the thing about it, he's an admitted racist. He is. He's an admitted racist. I know 2 people that are racist. I know 3 people that are anti-Semites. All of them vote Democrat. I'm serious.
Why are they racist? I mean, what's their feeling?
Ignorance. It really is. It's ignorance. They don't even know. They don't even really deal with.
Some people don't grow up around, for example, black people. They have no idea but the stereotypes they've been taught.
Well, this isn't just black. It's Mexicans and everything.
They're not racist when it comes to racism.
Right. Oh, I got a friend that's just a freaking nut. I had a block him.
Why?
He's a racist. I told these guys, I know 2 people are racist. I know 3 people are anti-Semites. They all vote Democrat. And I know no other person that can actually say they're racist or an anti-Semite. It's just they all vote Democrat.
Why is that? That doesn't make sense to me.
Oh, I think a lot of Democrats are anti-Semite.
Well, you know what? Trump made one good point. He said, look, all of the cities, Baltimore, Detroit, Washington, etc., all of these cities that are wrapped in poverty have had Democratic leadership for the past 50 years.
Yes.
And nobody will point that out.
Right. Well, not only that, is look at, they say mutants.
You're a mutant.
This is the Troubleshooter Show.
Tom Martino here. Welcome to the show. This hour brought to you by RealCBDThatWorks.com. RealCBDThatWorks.com is the website. If you put Tom in the promo code, you get 25% off of Real CBD products. RealCBDThatWorks.com. The name of the company is Panacea Life. That's actually the label, Panacea. They have sleep formulas, regular formulas, and it's for pain relief, anxiety relief, anti-inflammatories, and immunoboosters. RealCBDThatWorks.com. Did you know that? Now, by the way, CBD comes from, hemp or cannabis, but it doesn't really have enough THC to make you high. For some reason, it does help with anxiety and all that. It makes you feel good, but there's no high to it, with or without THC. But speaking of cannabis has they skyrocketed. All of the sales have gone off the charts during the pandemic. I'm thinking people are just staying home getting high. I mean, that's what they're doing. But I'm serious. It's off the charts. And it's funny how they ruled cannabis. Listen to this. Essential. Think about it. Liquor stores and dispensaries allowed to stay open. And yet, there are certain places you couldn't go because they weren't. I wonder who actually made that decision. I think they actually went in and said, what will the people take? They'll never take having marijuana dispensaries closed. Or they're never going to take having their liquor stores closed. I think that's what it is.
In Denver, they did close them at first, and then I think it was 24 hours later, the mayor changed his mind.
I think shoe stores are essential. I really do.
I wonder if the Denver mayor kept brothels open.
I don't know. I don't know if he still frequents them or like he used to, but... go ahead.
I just saw something on YouTube where the sex workers in Nevada were claiming that they were going to get unemployment because their business...
They can stay unemployed.
Why wouldn't they? It's legal there.
The legal brothels are now, all the, the lady workers are applying for unemployment because they have no customers.
Can they wear face masks? Some of them should. 303.
They use bags.
They use bags.
Oh, stop. That's disgusting. 303. I was just, I guess I started it. Stop that, Tom. Barbara, what's going on? What's happening, Barbara? Barbara?
She should be there.
Are you there, dear? Barbara?
She must have hung up. I'm
okay.
sorry.
That's okay. Let's go to Gary. Gary, you say you have some info on the stimulus? Go ahead.
Yeah, Mark said it a minute ago. My mother got a check for $2,400.
Okay.
And my dad's been dead 2 years.
Did she cash it?
No, she just got it yesterday.
Now, was it in both? Hold on, was it in both their names?
No.
Oh, well, then what's odd about that?
Whose name was it in?
His mom's.
Because my dad died in 2018.
But
in
you
18.
said the check was to your mom.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, then you cash it.
Why did she get $2,400?
Oh,
She
got double. I get it now. Okay, I get what you're saying.
But my point is, you would cash it, and then whenever she files taxes next year, it would all come back.
She would go. You mean 1,200 of it would go back, right?
In other words, if she had a refund next year of $2,400, she'd only get a refund of $1,200. Or if she didn't get a refund and owed money, she'd owed an additional $1,200.
Yeah, she'll have to pay back his portion of it.
It's like healthcare credits, I believe.
That makes sense.
Let's talk to Michael Plantinga at Larson.
You know what's weird about that, though,
Larson,
Tom, is how come some people get two checks, $1,200 made out to both, other people get one check made out to one? I mean, what the hell is that?
I don't know. Michael, by the way, you guys at Larson Tax Relief, I don't know if you've delved into the stimulus checks or know anything about it. Do you, Mike?
Yeah, I've done some research on it, and I do have an answer to this issue.
Okay, go ahead and just talk about the stimulus packages in general, what you know.
Well, there's been a lot of confusion with folks that have been receiving payments for their deceased spouses.
Yeah, guys, I think it's obvious when we move on to another line, you put the previous one off. Okay, go ahead, Michael.
No worries. So what has happened here is she did receive a check of $2,400 that was issued just to her, but the IRS is going to consider that that was paid to her and the deceased spouse. So the IRS issued guidance 2 days ago on its website on May 6th, informing people that if they have been
I thought you wanted him for Michael to help him on air. My apologies.
Deceased, that they are supposed to mail the check back to the IRS.
Okay, so they get the check for two, and only one is around. They mail the other part back.
Exactly. If it was married filing jointly in that last year of their return, then she can deposit the full check into her bank account and then mail half of it back to the IRS in the form of a check. And all over the internet, there's instructions on how and where to mail that payment and what to write on the check.
Okay. Now, what happens if they didn't? Wouldn't it all catch up when they do their 2020 taxes?
Well, theoretically, yes, Mark, that's true. That I think either way, the IRS is going to get that money back on the tax returns, but it just provided guidance on what to do if you're overpaid. But the interesting thing is some tax experts are asking, is it legally mandated for them to return the money or not? Because the IRS does not use the word must.
Oh, my goodness gracious. Okay, so what if we had this one, Michael, and Michael's with Larson Tax Relief, and what they normally do is help people with audits, back tax issues, collections, and all of that, and we'll talk about that in a second because it's not going away. But Michael, we had one where a couple married in 19, one died. Now, no, this is what it was. The son got one, and the son got a check. He was alive in 2019. He's no longer alive. They got the check. Now, what will happen? It was made out to him, but the father could cash it, being the personal representative. What I want to know is, he's not going to be alive in 2020, so he will not be entitled to that check. Does he just send it back? What does he do?
Well, what the IRS has said is if the check is received after the person is deceased, it has to be returned. But if someone received the check and the very next day passed away, those funds would not need to be returned.
Because they're alive in 2020.
No, they're alive at the time that they received the payment.
Okay,
so
but this guy, this one boy, this one son. Okay, I get that. This son died. When did he die, Mark? I think he said he died in 2019, right? In 18. Okay, but he got the check, though. So he wasn't alive when he got the check. So that has to be sent back immediately, is what you're saying. And there are places where you return the check, right?
Hey, Michael.
That's correct, Tom.
All right,
Yeah,
thanks.
Mark.
Michael, what would the mechanism, let's take that last one. This guy, if he went out and deposited it right now, the guy's dead, so therefore there's definitely not going to be a tax return filed on him next year for this year.
Right.
What would the mechanism of catching someone that's doing that? I mean, we already know the IRS can't even match up W-2s to what's deposited because of the Eiley case. How would they ever match up anything like this?
Good point.
The problem is there, Mark, is that that's an illegal endorsement. If a person is deceased and someone else is endorsing that check and depositing it, that's a form of bank fraud. That's
No, but okay, then let's take that. I agree with that 100%, but we had a woman that just called. She received 2 checks. Her and her husband's name were on both checks, each for $1,200. Her husband died last year. So she can deposit both legally because she's on both checks.
Right, but still she is being asked to return half of that payment to the IRS.
No, Michael, I'm not saying what's right. I'm saying what is the mechanism for catching people that don't do what's right?
You know what? That's part of the question, too. Is one, are people legally required to do so? And if they don't, how would the IRS ever know?
That's what we're talking about. Yeah, that is exactly what we're talking about.
Because, Tom, we learned this during the stupid Eiley thing. This guy was reporting 0 employees for about 100 companies for a 10-year period, but yet the employees at the same time were getting refunds like they actually were paying in. I don't know how they didn't catch that for 10 years.
I know it. I totally agree. It's going to be so difficult, and I think, look at knowing people, I think a lot of them are not going to send it back. They're going to say, screw that, I wasn't working, I need the money. Huh, you don't?
And I agree with that, Tom, but I think on the 2020 tax return, there's going to be some sort of question relating to this so that they can start to recover some of those missent payments.
And then that's when the fraud would really kick in, as if they lie on that question.
Right. If you lie on that return, then you're in big trouble. But if you don't send the payment back, I don't think it doesn't sound like you're subject to any criminal action.
Okay. Well, there's a lot of old people that would never, search the internet to find out what to do. They just cash it.
Yep, exactly.
All right, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Larson tax relief. Now let's talk about this very quick. Well, no, let me do it when we come back because I don't want to go too long. But I want to talk about.
And Tim's got a question.
And then Tim, hang on. We'll take your question for Larson coming up.
Blair.
Imagine a financial services partner fully invested in your success. I'm Steve Binder, Managing Director at Baird. Baird was founded on the simple premise that clients come first. Being privately held has kept that promise front and center for a century. Because as employee owners, all of us at Baird know our success depends on yours. You and Baird. Imagine where we can go together.
Visit BairdColorado.com.
Take it like it is and make it like you want it. You've heard that before, right? Well, that applies to your home too. But maybe you don't know exactly how to get it done or what the options might be. Hi, Dan Cicchini, Done Right Kitchens and Baths, Windows and Doors. How about starting with a call to us? For over 30 years, our family company has been designing and completing first-rate kitchens and baths that, frankly, your neighbors would be jealous of. Where to start, Todd?
Dad, they just need to call us. We can help. And now's the time. At Done Right, we offer only the finest cabinet resurfacing, custom cabinets, tub and shower upgrades, and full kitchen and bath redesigns. Simply call us for a free in-home estimate, and you'll see how your unique kitchen and bath fantasies will become your reality.
Come on, folks, get her done. Once and for all. Kitchens, baths, counters and floors, and even replacement windows and doors. You have our word, we'll treat you right at Done Right. 303-722-2295, 800-362-8370, or drhi.com.
All right, Master Rooter Plumbing, man, I love talking about these guys. I want to stress this one thing on this spot. Ready? Sewer replacements. These guys can save you a ton of money. They own their own excavation team. They have all their employees out there. They don't have to sub it out. They don't have to mark it up. They can save you a lot of money on sewer replacement. Master Rooter Plumbing, 720-434-3406. They do everything, by the way. 720-434-3406.
If you suffer with back pain, Downtown's Healthcare is here to serve you. We're a corona-free zone and are taking all precautions to keep you safe. We're staying open to unburdened ERs and urgent care.
You're unmutant.
Call 303-292-9992 for an appointment today.
It's always exciting to bring fabulous...
We're getting so many comments saying, I want to be like Mark and Cassius.
Isn't it funny how there is? I like how he says the IRS has given guidance. What the fuck does that mean?
Yeah, I know.
Who looks up? How do I return money?
Well, the one lady said it was actually with the check.
What?
It was with the check, some information about it.
Oh, that's weird. In
Yeah.
other words, when the check comes in the mail, it's got a little thing?
Yeah.
And then he's right. If it doesn't say must, that even gets weird.
That's right.
It should say you should.
We hope you do.
Think about
Because
that.
we all love sending the IRS money.
Think about that.
To those who leave their homes to keep us safe in ours, we thank you. From the front lines to behind the scenes, we see you. You're essential every day, and today, you're heroes.
We're giving families everywhere a little more hope for a healthier tomorrow.
We're sending all our love, gratitude, and hope your way.
Here's to all of you. We couldn't be more grateful.
Thank you so much for everything that you're doing. And yeah, you guys are awesome.
And we miss you, Mama.
I just think they did it too quickly, too stupidly.
They did.
Yeah, this whole thing, don't you think? Just like the small business loans and the forgiveness on that. People who weren't even going to lay off employees put in for it, and now they'll get free money. The loans would be forgiven. It's just government gets in. They're the ones that caused the 2008 crash.
Who, the banks?
No, the banks. The government originally did it, and the banks took advantage of it.
Right,
The banks didn't do anything illegal.
by guaranteeing the loans.
Exactly. Not only that, forcing them to make a loan,
Right.
and then guaranteeing them.
Right.
And the bank says, "What the hell?"
Exactly.
And that's and I don't think the banks did it right. Of course
No,
not.
and the other people that caused it, I think, were the rating services, like
Yeah,
Moody's,
that's right. I
who
remember.
gave these
When
worthless
they bundle them and
derivatives.
stuff.
They gave worthless
yes.
derivatives.
Yes.
and
Those
A+.
people really were the ones that probably, because they must, if they would have done their due diligence, they would have said these bundles of things.
Well, Moody's was owned by, I forget which.
Merrill Lynch?
What?
Was it Merrill Lynch?
Yeah. So they had no incentive not to give them a AAA rating.
Yeah. There's several big things in that, but like,
Card today. Even if you're
again, the government thinks they know it.
lose your FICO credit score. And checking your scorecard won't hurt your credit. Learn more.
And really, both groups, mostly Democrats, they use that money to buy votes.
Why does Deputy Dan?
What's that?
Let me see who it came to.
All right.
Why does Deputy Dan not want people whose kids are starving to cash a check? Some things are more important than like Mark said.
That sounds like you wrote that.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255.
All right, let's bring up Michael from Larson Tax Relief. And before we go on to general information, we have questions for you. So let's go to Richard, who has a question for you, then Tim. Richard, what is your question?
Yes, hi, Tom. Hi, Tom. Good morning.
Yes, sir.
I'm assuming this stimulus money will not even be reportable on 2020 income tax. Is that right?
Right. That's what I'm assuming. Michael?
It's considered a rebate, Tom, so it is not taxable income. But I'm confident there will be a question whether or not you received the rebate in 2020.
Okay.
Okay.
And then what, Richard? Did you?
Well, and if you didn't receive it, but yet you were supposed to, you should get the credit at that point, right?
Exactly. I agree with you, Mark.
All right. Now, Tim has a question. Go ahead, Tim. Welcome.
Hey, thanks a lot, guys, for taking my call.
Yes, sir.
My dad passed away in early February. We received a check for him last week, and since I was the executor, I was able to sign it and deposit it. Does that need to be refunded?
Michael,
I think he said yes.
He received the check after he died. Even though he was alive in 2020, he has to return it, Michael?
That's what the IRS website states, that if the person has deceased before the payment was received, then they ask that it be returned. Yes, Tom.
Okay, well, we're just curious about that.
Yeah, why doesn't it go to a state? I don't understand. Mark, I thought you said that if you're alive one day in 2020, you're eligible. Is that what you thought?
I thought so.
Yeah.
I thought, yeah.
Dang. Okay.
Because that's how it works with virtually everything else.
All right, now, Michael, let's talk. First and foremost, collections, when do they resume?
The IRS is gearing up its main collections offices now, so I would expect in the next few short weeks they'll be up and running fully. But IRS collections agents and officers have been working through this whole pandemic. So I would say half of collections has been operating full force.
And when it starts going full force, will they be extra rabid because of the lull, or will they be more understanding? What are you expecting as a professional?
Well, from the last government shutdown, the IRS took a couple of weeks to get back up and running fully, but they started issuing levies pretty immediately. So I would expect the same response here.
So if you were in the middle of a collection action, that's one thing, or if you're facing one eventually. If you're in the middle of one, what should they be taking this lull to do?
Well, take this time to get current on current tax payments for 2020, filing missing and older tax returns, and also preparing a financial statement so negotiations can be made with the IRS. And also states. We work with all the states as well, Tom, and states are sometimes more aggressive than the IRS is.
Okay, then let's talk about payment. Get current for 2020. If you have any extra money, do you get current for 19, then 18, then 17? Do you work backwards that way?
Yeah, I mean, ideally, the best way is to pay the most recent year you accrued first.
Okay.
Because it's likely that full penalties haven't been assessed on those balances.
Gotcha.
So the lower you can get that existing tax balance, the lower assessed penalties will result.
And the overall older taxes will eventually age out. I mean, it might never age out. What I'm saying is that that's why you pay the most recent, and then you negotiate the older ones. Do you think the IRS will be more apt to negotiate settlements when they come back?
It all depends on what the people show as an ability to pay, but I don't expect that the IRS is going to be more gracious in terms of its acceptance of proposals or offers. No.
Okay. But tax coffers in general will be down, right, because of all the stimulus and everything? I mean,
absolutely. And the IRS will be incentivized to collect as much as they can. Also, revenue officers do secure bonuses as well for the amount of tax dollars that they can take in on their cases.
Really?
So that's why I expect the IRS is going to be pretty aggressive.
Okay, when you're in an audit, do they get incentivized to find mistakes and money there too?
I don't think it's the same way with audit agents. I don't think they're incentivized, but I know collections officers, the more money they take in, and if they meet a certain quota, then they do enjoy bonuses at the end of the year.
Very interesting, Michael.
Hey, do they still have that whole snitch deal where if you rat someone out, like a company you work for, you get 10% of the collection?
You know, I'm not sure of that, Mark. I haven't heard any change of that recently, so I can't say.
Okay. LarsonTaxRelief.com 844-LARSON TAX. They're local. People use them from all over the country. They're right in your backyard. 844-LARSON TAX. And if we have any other questions, we won't hesitate to get you on, Michael. Thank you very much. We appreciate all of the help Larson Tax Relief has been through this pandemic. We have more coming right up on the Troubleshooter Show, including how do you clean intake manifolds? Do you know that intake manifolds, by the way, are very simple animals, but do they even require care? We'll find out. First, I want to tell you about xpagear.com. All face masks are on sale at xpagear.com. Now remember, they're all custom made to order. I don't mean each and every mask, but you have to allow some time for delivery. They're now going for $9.95. They also have neck gaiters that pull up for face masks. And in addition to all of this, infrared thermometers as well. $69. I'm ordering one of those. They also do, of course, the latest high-tech materials, breathable rash guards, custom artwork for school or community teams. They have jerseys, shorts, wrestling, compression shirts, hoodies, sweatpants, polos, quarter zips. 303-327-9316, 327-9316. That's 327-9316, xpagear.com.
Clear.
This is Denver's Talk Station with Ross Kaminsky in the morning and Dan Kaplis in the afternoon. 630 KHOW, Denver. Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Discover. We treat you like you treat you.
Travel around the metro area freeway system for the most part in decent shape. A little bit of slowing on the westbound side of I-70 between Peoria and Central Park to watch out for. Crews are still investigating that crash on Colfax over I-25 involving a motorcycle. You might want to avoid that area for now. Colorado.
K&H home long in about 30 seconds.
Gotcha, brother! Support for any mental health, substance abuse, or emotional concern. Call 1-844-493-TALK. That's 1-844-493-8255. The weather forecast. Well, it's going to be mostly sunny, a high of 64. Right now, 44. With your impact traffic and weather, I'm Pete Wagner, 630 KHOW.
Get your free credit scorecard today, even if you're not a Discover customer.
10 seconds, here we go.
And checking your scorecard won't hurt your credit. Learn more at discover.com/credit scorecard. Limitations apply.
K&H Home Solutions has a sale right now. They know cash is tight, so here's what they're doing. 20% off their already low prices. By the way, that's a true 20%. They don't mark them up and mark them down. And that's on really great custom fit energy efficient windows, the best siding anywhere, Everlast siding, lifetime of durability, colors through and through, and a wide variety of colors, plus Provi entry doors. Now, in addition to 20% off, depending on your project, you get cash rebates. Cash rebates. That means money back to you up to $2,000. That's K&H Home Solutions. You make your own appointment at khwindows.com. You can also discuss financing with me if you want at 303-421-7100, 303-421-7100, or make your safe appointment at khwindows.com. You know what? I've been with K&H for like 30 years or more. This company is 60 years old. I knew the original owner. 303-421-7100.
Hey, Dan?
Yes?
That last payment I sent you for the Guitar Center?
Yeah.
Did that say it was from Troubleshooter Network, or did it come in from Mountain Farm Properties?
Mountain Farm.
Damn it. Okay, that's what I needed to know. It really did come from Troubleshooter, just so you know.
Okay.
It's a bank issue I'm trying to get worked out.
I thought it was some Mountain Farm. I thought it was some pumpkins I sold.
And by the way, Suzanne, I don't mind if Mountain Farm pays all that shit. I'm just doing dishes. What the hell, don't it? That makes somebody a good wife.
You are so sexist.
Yeah, I guess I am. Unlike you, you don't have a sexist bone in your body.
Another one.
What the hell is this? This is like not coming out, man. Come on. You know these little dispensers, they never work right. You know that?
Which one?
These soap dispensers.
Doc, you want one of those really cheap built-in ones, Sam?
No scrubber. Scrubber.
No, it's a handheld thing.
Yeah, handheld scrubber.
Kitchen, bath, and behind. God.
Can you fill them up with soap?
Yeah, that's what you do.
Oh, okay.
What did you think it's a one-time thing?
No, I thought maybe they come with it.
Oh no. Did Ann say that on the air, by the way?
What? Say what?
I thought you wanted him on the air. I mean, I thought it was a question for him.
Oh, I don't know.
Did he say that on the air?
Was that on the air? I don't know. Mark, was that on the air what Ant said about I thought you wanted them both on?
I didn't hear it, so I would assume no. I did not hear it.
Oh, okay. I thought he got pissed.
I see Dobie's guarding the door.
With his gums.
Their bed, where they usually camp out during the day, is in the washing machine, so they're not sure what to do.
Oh, really?
Do they all have their own bed?
These two share one, a big one. They do better when they have just one bed.
Are they all right next to each other, the puppy too, or you got him caged?
Couples, or puppy is in the family room in his crate.
Does he make mistakes, or is he good?
He did chew something today. Actually.
No. I mean like house.
Oh, yeah, you mean
accident.
No, he's perfect so far.
Wait, does he go out, or you just know to bring him out?
He starts whining.
He kind of, if we wait long enough, he'll whine and then go out, but he doesn't go in the house.
And you tell him how good he is when he goes?
Oh yeah. Well,
That's
we
so.
did for the first couple.
I have found it so goddamn hard to house train dogs. I swear to God, it's so hard.
I want to.
That's what's nice about right now because we're home 24/7.
Right. Yeah, that's a good point.
That's true.
How old was he when he got him?
He was 14 weeks.
Oh, so he was pretty old already.
How old was he? Had him started to crate train.
Yeah.
How old was he?
14 weeks.
Oh. He's a big son of a bitch, man.
It really does make you think of how stupid human babies are, though. These things learn so fast.
Well, yeah. In the beginning, they are smarter animals, but then there's a curve there where the kids.
They say for the most part, dogs go in the first year, they go to about between 10 and 15 human years, and then it slowly, gradually goes down to like 8 and 5, and then about 5 to 7.
Yeah. But human babies, they start picking up at around 2. Then they put to shame everything.
I think we're up.
Nope. Okay.
Lou wants to know, how do you clean intake manifolds? And for those listening, intake manifold is strapped to the engine, basically, bolted to the engine, and it's where the air comes into the car, and then it goes through a filter, and then it gets sucked through the intake manifold, and the intake manifold is like for lack of a better word, a pipe that gathers the air and then sends it to the different cylinders. So, or to the combustion. So what's going on? Kevin Calkin, Sheridan Auto Tech. Lou, why do you ask that, by the way?
I had changed the air filter. The mass air sensor was dirty. I cleaned that. I took the pipe on off and looked at the throttle body. I opened the big valve, the butterfly, and looked in there, and it was just black with goo.
Now, what causes that to begin with? Let's talk about that first. What causes an intake manifold to be black, Kevin?
Well, it's normal wear and tear. Between the dirt in the air and the contaminants and the gasoline and oil, and it all just piles up. That's just routine maintenance.
Okay.
We have a system with BG that we clean the upper intake, throttle body, everything. It takes about a half an hour, 45 minutes, and it works really well.
It does. It's this BG product?
It's a BG product we use a pressurized system that with a nozzle that sprays right into the throttle body, cleans it all out. It does very well.
So the path of air goes from the filter down into the intake manifold, then to where?
Yeah, it goes through the throttle body. It regulates
Right.
the amount of air into the intake, where then it mixes with the fuel by the injectors.
Okay.
Right into the combustion chamber.
Now, what's the benefit of a clean intake manifold?
Oh, it's just tremendous difference in power. The idle is more stable. Better gas mileage. It's all around improvement.
So if you
I
look,
like it. You know, we recommend it every 2 years to our customers. Yeah.
If you look at the engine as a giant air pump, it's sucking air in and throwing it out, in addition, of course, to combustion. But anything then you can make to smooth the path of air,
exactly,
it makes it more efficient, right? Does that include the exhaust? Does it include the exhaust as well?
The residual will clean out everything, you know, with the intake and exhaust valves, everything through the entire combustion from the throttle body forward.
Now, when these guys want to soup up their trucks or their cars, and they put in new intake manifolds with gentler curves, or they put in new exhaust systems, do those gentler curves and less resistance make that much difference?
It can on certain vehicles. Some are designed there's a little more restrictive than others. You know, some are pretty well designed to begin with. So by each application being different, it can improve dramatically, yes.
Is there a such thing as having too much air intake, or does it all get regulated?
Yeah, you can overdo it. Absolutely. Because you have to have a certain amount of back pressure on the exhaust and everything. So, yeah, you can overthink it, sure.
Okay. So anyway, Lou, BG products, and really BG they're not sold to consumers to do, are they, Kevin?
No, and this is a system. It's not just a product you pour in the gas tank. It's actually we put compressed air to it. It's pressurized, so it's more of a system as opposed to a chemical. But if he wants to Google BG decarbonization, there's some really great videos that'll show him exactly what we do.
Okay. Well, thank you very much, Kevin Calkin. Of course, you can stick around if we have any other questions. We'll call you. Sheridan Auto Tech, we love the guy, 303-455-7242, 455-7242, two locations basically, east and west, and you can find out at SheridanAutotech.com. So let's continue our discussion on anything you want, whether it be cars or the stimulus package or whatever it is. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Now, I do have some stuff to discuss that I've been putting away, and I do have some email questions as well. And those email questions, of course, are coming by way of any number of ways, but usually it's help at Troubleshooter.com. First and foremost, Mark, how is the stock market doing at this point?
It's actually been doing pretty good the last few days. In fact, the month is off to a decent start. It's up, I haven't looked at it in the last half hour, but it was up around 300 points. But I'm gonna say this again. I don't know how we're going to keep these kind of levels with the unemployment rates. What I have noticed is I think the unemployment rate is probably about 20-25% underreported. I was reading an article out of California, and we're going to find out if it's true or not. But they're adding about 20% onto the unemployment, and it's already at numbers that are unthinkable. So we're going to see.
What do you think, Dan?
Well, the NASDAQ turned positive for 2020. So it's already past what it is. And that's pretty impressive, whereas the Dow...
Positive meaning from
it's higher than it was January 1st.
Really?
Yeah, and remember though, a lot of the NASDAQ are tech companies. So we're talking companies that are actually thriving right now.
They're thriving right now.
And Amazon is a big part of that.
Yeah.
The market's down from...
Okay, now, what about... so I have... okay. By the way, here it says you had a question the other day, people getting paid more now than unemployed when you figure in the extra 600. I saw Wall Street Journal, they ran the numbers, and they say that, let's see, that more, I don't see the number though. That restaurants are the hardest hit with that. And a lot of people who are laid off in the restaurant industry are not so keen to want to come back. One guy said he can't even open his doors because he can't get them to come back.
It's 80%. 80% were laid off, didn't have a job. They start making more money on unemployment. Now it's time to come back. Who's going to go back? It was a bad thing to begin with.
Now, what about this? What does the future of school look like? Many people believe that the coronavirus and the at-home stuff, we talked about this a little the other day, but there are educators right now saying that a good number of students do not need the classroom setting. And this is actually saying a lot for homeschooling. Not that parents can do it, but homeschooling, a mixture of homeschooling with professional teachers. You know, there are some teaching groups thinking about getting together, listen to this, starting their own school. Now, I wonder what that would take. Like, what if a group of teachers said, listen, let's charge...
School.
Huh? Yeah.
It'd be a charter school.
Yeah, and didn't we have, Daphne, who's the person we have that's all they did even before this pandemic? They were a virtual school. Do you remember that? The Career Academy of some kind. I know Suzanne knows the name. She's talked to the lady a few times. We've had her on the show.
You know who's going to hate? You know who's going to hate all these models that are going to come out of this?
Who?
Teachers unions. They're going to hate them because eventually they're not going to be needed anymore.
No, teachers will always be needed, but in different areas. These teachers can, the unions won't be maybe, because the teachers can form their own alliances and literally start online schools.
And if we ever got that voucher program going where someone who wants to send their kid to a better school than some failing school in Detroit or wherever they happen to end up, once those vouchers can go towards real education, man, teachers' unions are going to be gone.
Now, how about this I thought about? What about the model of a one-room schoolhouse with different grades in there, and I don't really mean literally one room, but a small school where kids go and they sign on, and where
that's what my dad went to,
where parents have to work, so they have to have kids in school. But these kids in school are being taught by off-premises teachers, and the only person in the room is a proctor who really just keeps things moving. You got a group of kids here in first, you got a group of kids here in second. Who knows? Who knows what you can do with technology?
They're doing that in some schools where you have a classroom. Each kid has a computer, and especially with math, with the Khan Academy, you'll have students working on problems on the computer at their own pace, and then when they run into a block where they
have a proctor or somebody,
the teacher will come by and help that student. So one teacher can visibly help 30 kids, and each kid goes at their own pace, so you don't have the problem of this dichotomy where some kids are slow, some kids are fast, and the teacher doesn't know what to teach.
All right, now tell John.
That's what's going to happen when you have online schools. You're going to have a split between the haves and the have-nots.
I don't know if that'll happen. I think
why? Why do you say that?
Because I'll tell you why.
I think it'll be more accessible to more people.
No, what's going to happen is, like when I was in school, I was a good student. I was a nerd.
Okay.
So if you gave me a computer at home, I'm going to do my work. If you have kids that don't want to be in school, that don't want to learn, they're not going to respond to a computer
then their parents better step up and actually be parents.
I don't
think
parents
are at work.
Yeah.
Okay, Doc. Well, at some point you have to raise your kids.
Daphne mentioned something, the interaction, social. I believe that's true. We need that social interaction. That's what I was saying.
Yeah, high school was so fun.
But have a combination of, what I'm saying is have a combination where you have the best teachers and you have online learning with teachers that simply, I call them proctors, meaning they keep the order and they keep the thing moving, but they're not really instructing. But you have the instructors online. You could be so efficient, you could charge way less money. If you had like 10 schools with all of these great teachers, look at how much less they could charge for these private educations. Okay, so we're going to come back and answer this stimulus question for John. I just want to say, Compass Insurance Group right now doing comparison shopping for you. All you have to do is call them, Compass Insurance Group, and we stand by Compass. They're great people, theinsurancehelpcenter.com, and they feature auto owners. Auto owners want you to know they use independent agents just for this reason, that you get the best, and when you have a claim, you can call your independent agent. You don't get a 1-800 number in some foreign country. That's why auto owners uses Compass Insurance Group at theinsurancehelpcenter.com, 303-996-9000. Compass Insurance Group, whether it's auto owners or another line of insurance, Compass Insurance Group is there for you, 996-9000.
Clear.
Now, impact traffic.
This report is sponsored by Discover. We treat you like you treat you.
Hey, you're still muted.
The metro area freeway system for the most
You're
part.
muted.
Slowing on the westbound side of I-70 between Peoria and Central Park to watch out for. Crews are still investigating that crash on Colfax over I-25 involving a motorcycle. You might want to avoid that area for now. Colorado Crisis Services provides free, confidential, professional, and immediate support for any mental health, substance abuse, or emotional concerns. Call 1-844-493-TALK. That's 1-844-493-8255. The weather forecast. Well, it's going to be mostly sunny, a high of 64. Right now, 44. With your impact.
You got about 15 seconds. Fix it 24/7 short.
Credit scorecard today, even if you're not a Discover customer. It includes your FICO credit score. And checking your scorecard won't hurt your credit. Learn more at Discover.
Fix it 24/7 short. Here you go.
Limitations apply.
Fix it 24/7 for plumbing, heating, cooling, electric, and drains. If you have a problem, you can call a licensed tech to your home and insured and safe for $39, and they'll find any problem no matter how long it takes. Listen to this one. When they find the problem, if you have any of the work done, they waive the $39 fee. FixMyHome.com, a company I use. You can too, with trust. 720-526-3939, 720-526-3939.
Imagine.
Joe Lazare, a minute and a half.
Backed by a century of experience. I'm Trish Renner, investment banker at Baird. Since 1919, we've advised individuals, institutions, corporations, and municipalities. Whether you're growing your company in markets around the world or planning your family's financial future, Baird has the expertise to get you there. You and Baird. Imagine where we can go together.
Visit BairdColorado.com.
Have you ever wanted to refinance your mortgage, especially now with rates at or near the lowest in history, but you didn't want to start a 30-year loan again? Well, now you can. This is Ross Kaminsky from my friends at American Financing, and let me tell you, they can help. When refinancing, we drop mortgage insurance, lower your rate, or consolidate debt, you don't have to restart your loan. Because at American Financing, they offer 10-year, 13-year, 18-year loans, really any term you need. It truly is a custom loan. You choose the term based on your budget, and they'll find the most competitive rate and the most affordable payment. It takes just a 10-minute call to start, and their mortgage consultants will walk you through the process, helping you find the right solution for your needs. And you may be able to postpone one or even two mortgage payments.
15 seconds. Joe Lazare along. Here we go.
So get started now by calling 303-695-7000. That's 303-695-7000 or AmericanFinancing.net.
NMLS 182334, regulated by the Division of Real Estate.
You know, being accused of a crime, any crime can ruin your life. And you know, my listeners usually are going to be faced with things that they don't intend to do. I mean, let's face it, we don't have hardened criminals, many of them. DUIs, something you could have prevented and you did something stupid, or you were falsely accused. Maybe shoplifting, maybe you made a mistake, truly, or assault, whatever it is, you can call Joe Lazare. With no shame, he will help you. All you have to do is call 303-429-6200. And what's good about getting through it with an attorney, whether you want to plead guilty or just try to make minimal impact on your life, that's what Joe will do. LazareLegal.com, 2 Z's, 1 R, LazareLegal.com. He's also on my referral list at referralist.com, flat rate pricing, so you're not nickeled and dimed every time you talk to him. 303-429-6200. Call him immediately. If you have a problem, he'll get right back to you. If he doesn't answer, that's 303-429-6200.
While you do your...
Clear.
America's biopharmaceutical companies are working around the clock to do ours, testing existing medicines, developing new treatments and vaccines, and collaborating with FDA, NIH, and CDC. We're working with doctors and hospitals on hundreds of clinical trials and ramping up production.
Guess where I'm going back, Dano?
Where?
Harbor Freight.
To get what?
Tom, I have a great question about this online teaching.
Are you taking anything back, or are you buying stuff?
I want Mark to answer.
I'm going to go to that guy first.
Okay.
Well, I'd like a nice drill press, but...
Well, let me tell you, the drill press is something you'll use as long as it's set up. You really will. I think that's one of the most useful things. It's not like you need a high dollar one.
No, because, yeah, exactly. Actually, it's funny, I could have used one to bore something out not long ago.
That thing on your blower?
Yeah.
Top priority is the health and safety of the community.
I'm not sure it would have worked, but...
Things are changing rapidly every day. One thing that'll never change is our commitment to giving you the best mortgage experience. At Rocket Mortgage, our guiding philosophy of every client, every time...
How much do you think a 20... I gotta find it again. I was pretty impressed by this price.
If you currently work with us and need assistance with your mortgage, contact us.
Well, Tom, if you want to talk about something, some emailer, Tom, emailer said just to be proactive for the hail season. She knows to go on the referral list, but what were the steps that we would take?
What is that?
If you had a hail damaged roof. The steps that you would take to, you know, like...
Oh, okay. Like what to do first,
Yeah.
second, third, all of that.
I told her to call in, but...
20-volt lithium-ion cordless trimmer. You know, a weed eater. How much?
$40.
You fucking nailed it. You're 1 penny off.
What are we talking?
I'm usually better than that.
You need to go on The Price is Right.
That was good, though. I'm shocked you got that.
Hey, let me tell you, the best thing I will never buy a motorized chainsaw again. I got a 40-volt Craftsman. I can cut up one tree, cut it down, and cut it up as long as it's not a huge tree.
Yeah.
You know, in one charge.
Does it have 2 batteries or 1?
One battery, but I bought 2 of them because the second one was...
Hi, Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255.
Let's talk to John. Hey, John, what's happening?
Thank you, Tom, for taking my call. I don't have a question as much as I have a comment about the stimulus check.
What about it?
It is my understanding that the purpose of the stimulus check is to assist those people who are suffering as a result of the pandemic, correct?
Yes.
No.
So...
That's not correct.
It's to stimulate the economy. Yes, I understand what you're saying.
That's why it's called stimulus.
I understand, but I know.
But they call it the CARES. They call it the CARES Act for a reason. Go ahead, John.
I understand, but the reason I say that is because those who are receiving money for those who had left us, the dead people, they are not using that money to stimulate the economy because they can't. They're no longer with us.
Well, and that's why that's why you have to send it back.
Exactly. So if you happen to receive a check for $2,400 for yourself and someone who is no longer with us, then you can still cash the check and keep your portion and then save the other portion in case you have to pay it back. I don't know how the IRS is going to be able to do that, but you know, it's a crapshoot.
You're right.
At this point.
Yeah.
That's right.
No, that's true. That's true because a dead person who gets that check's not going to be able to go out and spend it on the economy. You could reason that their estate can, you know, and but the stimulus checks are intended to stimulate the economy. That is their number one reason for being there, by the way, to stimulate the economy. So we'll continue our discussions coming up. If you have any problems, questions, complaints, 303-713-TALK. 303-713-8255. We have car experts standing by. We also have experts at Larson Tax Relief. If you have any tax or stimulus questions and more.
Sorry to ran out, but we'll do
Clear.
it.
You got
What did you want to talk about?
No, that's two.
What's that?
You have a home investors after
So it's right before we come back to the show?
Yes.
All right.
Hey, if you're doing home investors, can you copy it and send
What's
it to
that?
me? The home investors, if I tell you ahead of time, copy it and send it to me.
Yeah.
I'll just send it to them. They really like them. So. Hey, Mark, didn't Bush? He did a stimulus type, but I think everybody got it back then, right?
Obama, I don't know. Bush
No. I thought Bush did after 9/11.
Oh, after 9/11?
Yeah.
Hey, Mark, you know what I was going to ask you on the air?
What, sure.
About this online schooling. two things. What do you do if kids don't have a computer? And number two, what do you do if the family can't afford internet every month?
You're forgetting people. I don't care where you at. If you own property, those tax dollars go towards those schools. If those people had their vouchers, they could buy the computer, they could buy the curriculum with those tax dollars.
Okay, so but you're saying they would have to have a voucher system in order to make the online education viable, right?
That's right. They need to.
Okay.
Where I really get upset, man, with these fucking teachers unions fighting vouchers. You have failing schools in some areas, even including Denver, like Montbello. You have schools that turn out just absolutely horribly educated kids. If those people could send them to a private school or somewhere else, God damn it, those kids would be way better off, and the parents wouldn't have to spend any extra money.
Well, no, I agree 100% with the vouchers, but I'm just saying that, you know, you need to bring that up if you're going to talk about online education, because you need to supply internet and computers to the kids. That's all I was going to say.
Here's the problem with our education systems. In some really poor communities, our schools are nothing but fucking babysitters.
Yep.
That's right.
You're right, but you know, but some of it is cultural. A lot of the inner city schools have problems because the black community doesn't value education the way other cultures do.
Not yet.
That's fair enough.
It's changing.
It's changing, but it's still in the deep inner city where you have horrible schools and horrible kids. They don't know why they need the white man's education.
There are no
horrible
kids.
You can call me a racist, but that's been proven. It's factual.
Racist.
Right?
Tom just said Mark was racist.
Oh,
no, he said you can call me a racist. Doc said that.
Okay.
Let me tell you, I had so many.
Here's the other part to that, though, Doc. You know, I'm glad there's kids that don't give a shit, because you know what? I want my kids to have the highest paying, best jobs.
Well, right. I mean, in a selfish way, you're right. You need somebody.
You selfish guy, you.
No, you need somebody to work at McDonald's.
You have to. You're absolutely right.
You need ditch diggers too.
Right.
The world needs ditch diggers. Hey, where did that come from? Do you know what movie?
Caddyshack.
That's right. I love that.
Well, here's the deal.
Ted Knight said it.
You need equality of opportunity, not equality of outcomes.
That's right. That's exactly right. Quality of opportunity. Equality of opportunity is what you want.
And the outcome.
The outcomes will never be the same.
No.
The outcomes will never be the same.
Well, here's the thing. I think community college should be free, and then if you're.
I think all college should be free.
Well, no. Community college should be free, and then if your GPA is appropriate, and you don't flunk out of school, and you have a reasonable GPA, then you go on to the next 2 years for free. But not everybody should have that 4-year education.
I didn't say everybody. I said people who can do the work.
Right, that's what I'm saying. I agree. But you use the community college.
I said equal opportunity.
Right.
California does that. Right, free community college.
Yeah. Now we'll go to school then.
But you use
maybe. I don't know. Maybe.
You use
maybe
community
not.
college as a filter, right, Tom?
I think it should be. If they flunk out, they're fucking out.
Right. Well, if they don't have. You know, if they get
and that includes rich people. If they flunk out, they flunk out.
The other thing is, I think all high schools should have uniforms.
What? Oh yeah.
I have no problem with that.
That's to help people that can't buy.
No, military uniforms.
No, I don't know about that. And Dan would prefer Nazi uniforms.
No, I do agree with uniforms. Nothing big, just lax stuff.
Right.
All the same khaki, whatever.
Yep. There's nothing worse than trying to segregate people by how much they make.
My kids.
No, or even by gang colors in some schools.
Yeah.
The Crips and the Bloods.
That was the uniform I was thinking of.
This report is sponsored by Discover. We treat you like you treat you.
No, I tell you what, I don't know why people would even fight that. Uniforms.
I think it helps the kids that don't have a lot of money.
Absolutely.
And it avoids it avoids gang, or what's the term?
Right? No, yeah, you're right. And gang signals or whatever and stuff. But I mean, when you can see people walking around and you can say, well, Glenn, look at how they must be rich, they must be poor and stuff. It's wrong. It's absolutely, totally wrong.
If I play my cards right, Cora's going to support me.
What was that song?
Have you seen how many Trump things are in there, though?
They hate Trump.
Holy cow.
It's a very liberal form.
Man, but I like.
So where are you sending your kids to college, Tom?
Wherever they can get in and want to go. One of the Ivy Leagues, I hope. I mean, Bonnie's destined for one, for sure. But
not CU or CSU?
Oh, what's it?
All right. Let's talk about selling your home with no contingencies. Everybody would like to put it on the market and get the most money they possibly can. That doesn't always happen. And that's why you have this company called Homevestors that will buy your home tomorrow. Absolutely, positively, tomorrow. All you have to do is give them a call. 844-BUYER. 800-44-BUYER. 800-44-BUYER. And these guys will have no fees to you, no commissions, nothing. They'll just tell you what they'll give you, and that'll be it. Hey, you have nothing to lose, right? 800-44-BUYER. Okay, listen. Sorry about that, man. I'm not giving you
Okay, very
I
good. Okay, that's fine. That's fine, Tom.
That particular one I didn't like. I know you told me, man. I just spaced it out.
You'll be how easy Babbel makes it. Start your first lesson in the language of your choice for free. Just download the Babbel app or go to Babbel.com.
I never realized what a charter school is. You know what a charter school actually demands parent participation.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't know that.
If you ever want to get a good...
Okay.
There was a great movie you should watch. It's called Waiting for Superman.
Yes,
It's all about the education
Waiting
for Superman.
Waiting.
It is such a expose on our educational system.
Oh, shoot.
Questions, take your complaints, and make your life a little easier. All you have to do is call 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. And we're going to discuss any and all things relating with the pandemic, after the pandemic, stimulus checks, unemployment, whatever you need help with, okay? Getting food, getting help. As we say, we do everything at 800. 303-MARTINO, 303-627-8466. Everything except emergency medical care. So if you have an urgent question, you can ask us, but, obviously we don't handle emergencies. And we get back to you if you call us 24/7 at 303-MARTINO. Today is car day normally on the show, Fridays. We have car experts standing by we'll check with. And Richard has a question. Go ahead, Richard. What is your question? And we have open lines at 303-713-TALK. 303-713-8255. Hey, what's happening?
What's going on?
What can we do for you?
I hear now is a good time to look for a new car, and the wife gave me a thumbs up to go look. I've got a 2009 Toyota Venza with 113 on it, real good condition. But I hear Blinker is no longer in business. Is that correct?
Well, they're not doing what they used to do. And that's Mark said something about that, that they changed a bit. They're reorganizing their model, so to speak. So you really can't find much on there. So, but here's the deal.
Well, am I going to get a good deal?
Well, actually, I'm still seeing cars called BlinkerDirect.com. I'm seeing that. If you look at Blinker Direct, you will see an inventory of cars, but there seems to be only Audis on here. So I don't understand it.
Really?
I just don't understand it at all. In any case, who cares? Let's just talk about buying a car.
Right.
All right. Buying a car, you don't have to go through Blinker to get a good deal. You can buy a car. You can use a broker. You can use You can go to a new car dealer. The idea is to just
got an
know.
Appointment for this?
You have to know what a good deal is. There are plenty of incentives right now. There's free money, really. if you buy a GM product, you got free money for 7 years. Let's talk to Rod Greer. He's a dealer with JFR Cars. That's Juliet Foxtrot Romeo, JFR Cars. JFRcars.com. Hey, Rod.
Hey, Tom. How you doing, sir?
Good. Can you source new cars for people?
All day long.
Okay. What do? They tell you what they want, but can you guys get the same incentives as the incentives out there, basically?
Right. We typically will exceed or do exactly that. We offer a little bit more personal touch, but the nice thing about we know all the numbers, so you're not guessing what the price of the car. So that kind of puts you in a little bit better position as a consumer when a broker works on your behalf. It typically doesn't cost any more, so it's a lot easier. There's a lot of money out there right now, 0% financing, as you already stated. So this is a great opportunity to buy a car.
Okay, so what do you have in mind, Richard, for a car? What do you have in mind?
A Toyota Highlander or a Toyota RAV. My wife's got a RAV, and we really like it.
And
I've got a
new or used?
Toyota.
New or used?
What I'd like to get a new one.
Good. I think new cars right now are a good deal. Are they easy to deal with as far as finding those, Rod?
Yes, yeah. The inventory should be pretty good. I know. I think the RAV4, I believe, has the 0% or the Highlander, and I got to do my research on that one. So I think the money's pretty darn good on either one of those. But I can, and all we're talking about is size at this point. So do you need the third row seat, or do you not need it? Richard?
No, I don't need it, but I like to be able to put it down and set stuff in the back. You know what I mean? So more room in the back to move stuff around, really.
Hey, Rod, do you think it's better to take the cheap 0% financing or take the dollars?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Well, it all depends on how long you think you're gonna own the vehicle for, and how strong your credit is. So if you have great credit right now, there's 2% financing at credit unions. You take the rebate every time over the.
That's right.
And you take the rebate every time.
Why is that? Because there's low cost financing.
Because you can borrow money at 2% now, so big deal. You end up spending $1,000 over a 5-year period, but you're taking $3,000 off the vehicle.
I get. So you just do the math, basically. That's what you do. If it turns out that taking the discount's better, take the discount.
Exactly.
And
that's the game. If you got good credit, that's the hook.
And don't forget, leasing is a viable option for a lot of people. Not everyone is a candidate, but if you qualify for a lease, and also if you acquire the car at the right price and you don't stack the lease with useless options, it can be a good thing to do. I mean, you just keep doing it if you do it right.
Right. Or a used car lease.
I don't like those, Rod, the reason I don't like those, Rod, is because you're leasing depreciation, and you get most of your depreciation when it's new, right? I mean, what would be the benefit of a used car lease? Go ahead on that.
Well, you take advantage of someone else paid all the upside on that car. Now you're leasing just the actual cost of the car. You follow me? So basically, on a used car lease, if you get a 2020, well, that would be an MSRP would be, let's just say, $20,000. Well, if you picked up the car on the used side, that's the 2020, you take all the benefits of that full lease MSRP money, and their lease are based off of that, even though you paid $15,000 for it.
The acquisition would be $15,000. Would that make your payments that much lower?
Exactly, but then
the residual
of the car will be based off of the brand new price of the car.
The residual, so you'd still get a higher residual?
Yeah, because you're starting at the residual point of a brand new car.
No,
Because
I understand that, but
$20,000
okay, but let's talk about that. Would you have less miles you can put on it, or would it be pretty much the same?
No, you can choose your miles just as if you were. You can do a 10,000, 12, 15,000 miles miles every year. So that's.
But if the car is used and it already has some miles on it, that's what I'm getting at. Is that the residual has to be affected.
Right, but we're going to add. But you're starting You started your miles based on the miles that were on the car. So basically, if it's a 5,000 mile car when you purchased it, you now based your residual off of the 5,000 miles, and then you're going to say from that 5,000 miles, you're going to add 10,000, 15,000 miles.
You're talking about a slightly used car then. You're not talking about one with 40. Okay, I can see that. I understand that.
Yeah.
Hey, Richard, you ought to give them a call just for the heck of it and see what they can find for you. There's nothing that would keep you from shopping around in addition to that and comparing deals. 303, this is jfrcars.com. 303-520-6839. 520-6839. Yeah, it's fun talking cars. Anything else you want to do? The important thing is if you buy a car right or lease a car right, you can keep it going. Mark buys them right, and then what he does is takes the optimal time when he can sell it for top dollar. He doesn't run the wheels off it. And then he invests the same much per payment. He basically, you don't ever come to the table with cash, Mark? Are you able to just keep the payment going with brand new spanking cars?
Unless if I upgrade big time, I go from like a $40,000 car to a $65,000 car, then I would bring a little cash.
But otherwise, you could pretty much keep a new car going the way you do it because you take care.
Usually, like Santa Fe's, I can buy a new Santa Fe every 2 years, and pretty much I try to buy it when it is either 0% financing or a big rebate on it. So I buy it. I generally always take the rebate, so I'll finance it at like 1.9%. And then you buy it right. Then at the end of 2 years, you got about 20,000, 22,000 miles on it. You should be able to sell it for about what's owed on it, and then you just roll into another new one.
Okay. 303-713-TALK. We have more coming up on the Troubleshooter Show.
Or you could do what Dan does and buy one and keep it for 100 years.
Denver's Talk Station wants to help you pay
SLR.
Yeah.
Are you able to negotiate with them to do a 15,000 a year, 15,000 miles a year?
You put that much in?
I don't do a lease. I never lease stock ever.
Oh, I thought you said you leased it.
No, I never lease.
Oh, the way he does it basically is a lease.
Okay.
You're kind of leasing it from yourself.
Right. Okay.
But you should go through JFR Cars there, because he can do that. He does do.
You know what's interesting? I read that a lot of the money that dealers make.
Ideal Home Loans for your next ideal home loan, and all you have to do is give them a call to find out more, or go online, idealhomeloans.com or 303-867-7000. What I like about Ideal are all the options you get for your ideal loan. You get pre-approvals, which are like cash deals. You're actually approved. Get all that work done, then go out and shop, and it's like paying cash. Yeah, your contract goes to the top. Credit optimization, even though you're approved, they tweak your credit further, legally, ethically, quickly to get you better pricing. And then interest rate guarantees. If interest rates go down, they refinance you free of any charges. And of course, the custom term loan, you want the lower rate. You don't want to go back to 30 years. You pick any term you want. And of course, it's an equal opportunity lender regulated by DORA, NMLS 136756. For terms and conditions, call 844-45-IDEAL. And of course, for a loan, you call 303-867-7000, 867-7000. IdealHomeLoans.com.
You ever wonder? Those first responders, those EMTs, med techs, nurses.
Do you care about a brand new one? I didn't realize you could lease a 5,000 mile.
What's that?
I I was asking Doc about leasing. Would you care if it had 5,000 miles on it?
Putting others before themselves.
Oh, no.
Keep our country
If
running.
I'm going to lease, I don't know if I've got to do the math to figure that out.
But he's basically dropping it, the depreciated value, $5,000 or whatever, so now the lease is based on a $15,000 car versus a $20,000 car.
No. It's still based on the residual. You still have to finance the depreciation of that vehicle, but so he's saying you're financing less because a big part of the depreciation was already taken.
Right.
But I thought you would get a lower residual though.
Well, not much, I wouldn't think. Just
That's what I thought.
Well, if the car is...
Okay, I can tell you from first-hand experience right now, I have saved a ton of money on air conditioning bills because I own a QC whole house fan. I got it from QCcolorado.com. The number will come in a minute here. I just want to tell you, I've had it personally 1 year. And I slept in cool, comfortable bedroom all summer long. In fact, all the bedrooms are cool. I crack a window on the lower floor and pull that cool air through. I do that early in the morning. You do it in the evening. You can do it when you first start your air conditioner. It cools your house down immediately. As the name implies, it's quiet and cool. I love mine, and you will too. 720-398-4510. 720-398-4510. Listen, this is a science, right? It's convective currents here. You're getting the cool air and bringing it upstairs. And you're bringing it throughout the house, and you're evening out the temperatures. You're making your house cooler. Your air conditioner will work less, and you will feel refreshed with fresh, cool air. I'm not kidding. I own one. I'm even buying another one for somewhere else. QCcolorado.com.
You know, you could also say it helps your attic, too.
What's my next spot, sir?
It gets all the hot air out of the attic.
Yeah, but he said, and they said this at QC, it can if your attic is ventilated.
Oh, you bet. It should be absolutely your attic. When I do that, I go up there, I felt, it takes my soffit vents, I felt the air, I can feel it
coming
out
out
there, and also I got the gables.
Yeah,
I can feel
I
it
have
there.
ridge vents. Or no, not on this house, I don't. But
I don't have a ridge vent. I got a.
in my older, in the houses I built, I had ridge vents.
Thank you.
But I went up there and felt it. And
Why do you even go up for your attic?
I don't go up there on the outside. I go on my roof quite a bit.
Do you really?
Yeah. For what? See different things. Make sure my gutters are clean, and you know. Also, I like climbing. I like climbing up there.
Okay, 3-piece locking pliers. How much?
What's that?
3-piece locking pliers. Vice grips.
Vice grips.
$12.99.
Yeah, $12.99.
$6.99 in your face, losers.
I want the little better ones.
Damn.
You got the cheap ones.
A cooler Mother's Day weekend later.
I would get the drill press. That's of all my tools besides a hand drill, that's what I use the most.
Really? For what?
Because just anything. Because all of a sudden you got to drill something, and then you just go.
Yes.
Everything's straight. You know.
Oh yeah, no, I know it.
Learn more at discover.com/credit scorecard. Limitations apply.
Denver's talk station.
I have a toolbox, but the biggest tool I use is my phone. To call people to do things.
Hi, your troubleshooter here,
303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. Renew Home Innovations is offering to do your bathroom, and they do extraordinary bathrooms with crushed stone with resin from American Standard, and they have wonderful custom fit showers and baths they build right to order. 5 years, same as cash. That sounds impossible, right? Plus 25% off. It's crazy stuff. RenewHomeInnovations.com. And they even have discounts for senior citizens, veterans, and active military, more so. So that is 303-904-2000, 904-2000, RenewHomeInnovations.com. We're talking about your life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, and we're talking about, of course, buying or leasing cars. And it all comes down to acquisition, whether you buy or lease, and that means you don't pay too much for the car. And monthly payment shoppers tend to get worse deals because they only look at the few dollars it adds to a payment and not the tremendous amount of dollars it adds to the loan. which means that you end up many times in a negative equity situation, which could be really bad. The idea is to make sure that you always have a good acquisition price and never, ever, ever finance negative equity into another car. It's better to take the loss or keep the car, pay it off, or do something. But to take negative equity and put it in another car, which is already depreciating, you are having a double snowball effect. And it starts getting really, really bad. And we have lines open if you want to call, and I'm going to go to my other questions I have. I had a lot of car questions that I've saved up. 303-713-TALK. One other thing we were talking about is the future of education. And Deputy Doc, you wanted to say something about that when we were talking about it. We're all kind of agree that schools can be improved at this point, and we know technology can play a big part. What were you going to say about that?
My point was that if you're going to use technology, there are two things you have to take into account. One is making sure that every student has a computer and making sure that they can afford the internet. So unless you have a voucher system, you're going to have and have-nots, because if the kids can't afford a computer and the family can't afford the internet charge, what good is it?
Yeah, they have to have a broadband, and they have to have a computer.
Right.
Yeah,
so if they can't afford that, it negates
that's
the
right. Of course it does.
Of having the online schooling.
But I think it would almost, and I was talking mainly about private schools, by the way, making them more affordable than I was even public schools, because I don't think public schools could ever go to an online model. But I
Just
think
for that reason.
But I
for
think
the economics of it.
Yeah, but I think private schools could, where tuition could drop tremendously, opening it to more people, and as part of the tuition, you could throw in the technology.
Why'd you say that about public schools, though? I don't know why.
Because I think public schools, they don't move as quickly. I don't think they could do it because there would be costs involved that I don't know if taxes would cover. And I think
can we say? I think I can say definitively at some point, whether it's 20 years or 50 years from now, there's not going to be any need for a school like Ponderosa. There's going to be no need for a high school like that. Everything would be done remotely.
Do you think?
Would you not agree with that?
I don't know. I don't know if we could ever move to where we actually don't have a location. You're saying where no more brick and mortar schools. I don't know.
Why would we?
Because I don't know if we can make that leap. I just don't know. I mean,
well, I'm not saying we could make that in the inner cities where, parents use it as babysitters, or prisons, or the city uses them as prisons. But I'm saying a lot of, like Highlands Ranch. Why couldn't a high school in Highlands Ranch, why does it even exist? I don't even get it, man. That's what I'm saying.
I'd like to hear from parents who have kids in school. We're assuming, of course, that there'll be somebody to watch the kids at home doing their schooling. I mean,
that's right.
And that's going to be hard. Now, I do, and 303-713-TALK, as soon as Beverly gets up there, we'll take her, whatever you
But, Tom, I'm also talking high school. I'm not saying middle school and grade school. I'm talking literally high school. So if the parents aren't home, the kid can still do it. Yeah.
I get it. No, I get it. That makes sense. It would be certainly more logical than...
I bet you school shootings would go down to 0, wouldn't they?
Yeah, but what about socializing? What about
okay, there's other things. People get together. You have neighbors. You have friends. You have community groups. There's lots of things still. I'm not saying sports go away. Douglas County has their own sports. It doesn't have to be through a high school.
What do you think, Deputy Dan?
Well, remember we had that caller the other day who said his wife was a teacher online, and she told him that only 40% of the kids are really very good, high schoolers, about online.
Yeah, but we had another caller today that said it was a lot better. It was like 80 or 90% or whatever they said.
Yeah, I don't think the stats are in yet that we can say that universally, what percentage of kids can do it or not. Beverly.
And they moved to it so quick over COVID. We can't use this as an example because COVID, all these schools struggled to figure anything out. I mean, I'm talking
in fact, I think it's
actually putting a plan in place.
I think it's remarkable the way schools did respond, actually. I really do.
I do, too.
I mean, I think it's remarkable. It's great the way they did it, even though they had no prep time. And that's, of course, I think this is good. Beverly, you want to give a shout-out. What's happening?
Hi, Hi. I was just telling the screener that a couple days ago we called Mike Sully of Sully Landscaping.
Yes, we love them.
And because a couple of, our sprinkler heads were not working.
Yeah.
And he told us on the phone that he really only services in the ones that he's installed. But to my shock, he came by like 30 minutes later just to give my husband some suggestions as to what to do. I mean,
that's so nice.
I was overwhelmed.
Yeah, and he's on our referral list. He's a great Sully Landscaping.
That's where I got his.
Oh, that's good.
That's
I'm
where
glad.
I got his name.
Beverly,
Yeah.
they're good people, and we have great landscapers on there, and landscapers are one of those categories, man. It's very questionable. Thanks for calling, Bill. Computers, go ahead. What did you want to say, Bill?
Well, hey, Tom, first I wanted to back up and give you an update on our online learning. We spoke 2 or 3 weeks back where, it's difficult, so we're just going to let kids kind of pick and choose if they want to participate in online learning.
Yeah.
Do you remember that?
Yes.
I don't know if you do.
Yes.
And, well, our principal at our school, our administrator said, hey, we are doing quality lessons. We're reaching out. We're offering resources. And she personally called every family, not just for this point, but just to say, hey, we're here to support you.
Right.
But when it was known to students, I will have 100% of my students complete the online courses effectively. And then the other thing
Well, that's good. That's good news. And what do you attribute that to?
So set the bar high, and they'll reach it. And the other thing, internet access. From what I understand, schools are now going to be offering computers that somehow are at basically a hotspot that will have restrictions to where you can only access the material that's supplied to you. Only you will be able to sign on, and it's the school's property. So that's pretty super. That
I hadn't heard of that. Tell me what you're referencing.
So one of the big issues in all the districts was not being able to get every kid internet access. Some districts down in Texas and Kansas that I know of actually took their buses, their transportation fleets, and parked them in areas where kids could piggyback off of the hotspots that are on the buses. Well, now they are figuring out ways that, hey, we can actually build something into the computer and the child will have basically a Wi-Fi wherever they're at. And that's super technology.
Yeah, it is.
We can offer to kids. And, now we just got to make sure that we supply a quality curriculum and support.
And so the future of schools, what do you think?
I think we need I think we need the brick and mortar support. I could see it being 2 days on, 3 days off. But I think even with Zoom and Google Meet and everything else that's out there to get the one-on-one connection, nothing beats being right there, motivating and
You really
supporting
believe that?
both
You really?
ways.
So that's your belief is nothing beats it. That will never go to that.
What I'm saying is I think I could see it going 60-40, but I think we still need someone, a mentor, whether it's in a vacant Walmart that somebody's bought. I think we need some teacher support that children can be there, like Mike was saying earlier about just helping them work it through that.
No, like what I called, what if it was like a proctor, someone neutral, an educator,
Exactly. Yep.
an educator where you could have, you have support, but the teachers are remote and they're on a big screen or they're on a computer. I think that would be cool.
Absolutely, I agree with that. I think that I think 2021 is going to bring a huge change because we've seen some things. We've seen things that we're doing well. We see things we're not doing very well.
Thank you very much. That's a good point. We are learning as we go. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Even some churches are doing remotes, and then they're figuring, wow, this is working.
I don't know if that's a model, but I mean, really, they.
Yeah, but how do you think about passing the plate, man? I bet churches are losing a lot of money, and I'm not kidding there. When people aren't there.
They could be.
Yeah, because your neighbors, the guy next to you is watching what you're doing when that plate's coming around. Of course, you're going to give more when you're in person.
No, because people had started donating online well before this.
Yeah, but I think, though, there is something to be said. If they're not there feeling the spirit, I mean, really, they could. I think there are always going to be people who donate, and they're going to donate online. And then there are going to be people who simply probably wouldn't donate as much.
I'm not talking about people that tithe. I'm talking about people that go to church maybe occasionally.
I know exactly what you mean.
And the plate comes by, they might not be reaching in their pocket if everyone ain't looking.
Yeah, but that's not where it's the people that donate every week and continuously do, Mark, the plate passing.
Daff, not if it's the Catholic Church no, maybe in the church you go to, but not in these mega churches.
No, it's a little bit of.
I do go to a mega church.
It's a little bit of both. It's a little bit of both, Daff. You got to admit that there are a lot of people that do not regularly tithe. I mean, I think, but it doesn't matter. I think it would be affected by if you're in person. I don't think you could ever. But I'm saying, but on the other hand, they would have way less expenses. I just personally don't think you could ever collect as much. Now, there are some churches that actually collect more, and I don't know how you reconcile that. There are some that get more online giving than they do in person. I mean, and part of that is like a Joel Osteen. My God, I mean, some of these
or Oral Roberts back in the day, because he was broadcasting to every state.
Anyway, we have more coming right up.
Clear.
This is Denver's Talk Station with Tom Martino now. Michael Brown at 2, 630 KHOW, Denver. Now, Impact Traffic.
Your law offices of Cliff Ensign in 54 seconds.
Travel across the metro area freeway system for the most part in decent shape. Off highway, got a crash.
Yes.
6th in Colorado to watch out for. Cruiser on the scene. And southbound Colorado remains closed at Yale. Crews are doing some paving operations, repairing from the water main break from yesterday. State residents who are older or disabled and need help getting nutritious food should call the Aging and Disability Resources for Colorado line. That number is 1-844-265-2372. The weather forecast. Going to be sunny today with a high of 64. Right now, partly cloudy and 51 in Denver. With your Impact Traffic and Weather, I'm Pete Wagner, 630 KHOW.
Get your
10 seconds. Law offices of Cliff Ensign short. Here we go.
It includes your FICO credit score. And checking your scorecard won't hurt your credit. Learn more at discover.com/credit scorecard. Limitations apply.
If you need workers' compensation help, and I think everyone does, Cliff Ensign, attorney at law. I highly recommend Cliff for those who need workers' compensation help or personal injuries. Cliff Ensign has been around Denver for years. TheLegalGuy.com. Barbara says, I thank you and your staff for the settlement I've gotten. I can't believe it. You're the best. And that's, we get these all the time. How about this one from Robert? It was a great help to me, obtaining more for me than I ever thought I could get from that insurance company. Cliff Ensign, Ensign Law, 303-333-2222.
Hey, maybe Joel Osteen is on line 4.
What's that?
What? Joel Osteen is on line 4.
I see the cat.
Well, that's because they changed it. What do you mean?
That's a big cat. That's bigger than Dash.
Oh my God, there's no cat bigger than Dash.
That cat's dead. That cat's dead.
If I get stuck, I can go to fcc.gov/TV rescan.
Cat's dead.
Call 1-888-CALL-FCC.
Unfortunately.
If you've even contemplated replacing your old and inefficient AC system.
What are you guys doing this weekend, Tom? Anything, or you just?
I got the kids.
That's what I mean. Are you guys going out to the park or anything?
We probably will go. We do that, or we go to the hangar. We go. We do stuff, but yeah, we're gonna figure it out. I usually let them tell me what they want to do.
You should buy him a puppy.
Yeah, right. If I was home,
they can go home with them.
No, they have dogs. 2 of them.
Well, get him a puppy.
Yeah, that would.
How they know, Mike? Tell him Mark thought of it.
Yeah, my son's getting his puppy today.
They would
I'll have to go over there
Was it?
tomorrow.
My daughter's getting a little dog too.
Yeah?
I think I told you that. They couldn't find any in the shelter. They had to buy one.
I know my kid's getting his little,
Is it in the shelter?
no, they bought it from the breeder.
Okay. How much?
I forget how much it was.
I imagine it's kind of expensive.
What?
I bet you it's $1,000, huh?
The husky?
Yeah.
I'll ask him how much it was.
I'll bet you it is.
So I'm gonna have to go over there tomorrow. I haven't seen my son. Actually, I'm gonna see him on Sunday. We're gonna play golf for the first time.
Did you play yesterday?
I played yesterday. It felt great.
Yeah.
My game was a little bit off. I mean, because I hadn't played, I hadn't picked up a golf club in months.
Did you lose a lot of balls?
No, I wasn't in it far enough to lose them.
Oh, what about the one right out here? There's a big water.
A big pond? No, I did okay on that hole.
Okay. I don't know. I like my son's husky. I do. Tom thinks they're dumb.
I didn't say I didn't like them. I love them.
They're average.
I love all dogs.
They're average. Yeah, they're C.
I love all dogs.
They're C+.
You know, I was gonna say, well, if you have this homeschooling, you have like Dan and Tom and me. If we were to we'll sit down in front of the computer and do our lessons. The kids that are failing or aren't coming from good homes, they're not going to sit in front of the computer and do the work.
Yeah. Well, they don't do it in school either.
Exactly.
But you're right. You'd have parents. And then what do you do if they got the computer and it breaks? Well, I didn't break it. I see. I think you almost have to make it theirs. And now it's not the dog ate my homework. The computer broke.
Exactly.
Oh boy.
So I say, you know what gets me about churches? If you have a church, you should be exempt from property tax and income tax.
Why?
Wait, because if the church owns other property that's income producing, they should have to pay tax on that.
I agree on that.
But they don't.
You sure?
Yeah,
Absolutely.
They don't. No, the Catholic Church owns so much fucking
The
land.
Catholic Church, they own half of Rockefeller Center. They don't pay a dime.
Really? That's
Any income the church shares is tax exempt.
Wait, who doesn't pay a dime?
Catholic Church.
Well, any religion, if they have other properties and stuff, they don't pay off of it, even if they're income generating.
Wait, they don't pay
Not a
any
penny.
taxes?
None.
Oh.
How did they
Hey,
get the
Genesis Total Exterior is still in business from everything from siding, windows, gutters, painting, fences, decks, to kitchens, baths, basements, large and small additions, and you can trust him in business nearly 20 years on my referral list. Most of that time, Mark Szymanski is the owner, 303-679-8509, GenesisTotalExteriors.com. And what's on your mind? How can we help you, okay? Suzanne's got a comment on schools. Go ahead, Suzanne.
You.
Dan?
Education.
Yes.
And some of our students are just not candidates for online education or even telehealth services. You know, in some cases, we've actually seen parent engagement go up, which is awesome. And in other cases, we've not seen students at all.
Wow.
Not there.
Uh-oh. And what's the breakdown?
What is the breakdown? Is it socioeconomic? Is it neighborhood? What is it?
No, I think really if you have two parents working in the home and you have a child with special needs, your hands are full as it is. You don't have time to stop and sit online and assist that child the entire time that they're online. They're looking at themselves on the camera. They're trying to switch over to Fortnite or watch their favorite show, you know.
Good observation. Yep.
Yeah, it's not something that you can, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, thanks. Thank you. Joel, what do you have to say? Joel, go ahead.
Hey guys, thanks for taking my call. I just want to say I'm a Christian myself, and just kind of was perplexed. Where did Jesus Christ? Where did he teach, and how much money did he take?
Yeah, I know he didn't. I mean, he didn't. But listen, you know, Joel, I struggle with this. I struggle with this.
But keep going with that comment. I mean, I don't quite understand where he's going with it.
Where are you going with it?
Go ahead.
In fact, Christ said you receive free.
Is he saying there shouldn't be churches? Is that what it's coming down to?
I'm saying you don't have to have churches. Absolutely.
No, of course not. Okay. You have congregations, though. I mean, we are told to gather together. If you use, excuse me, I should mention this. If you use the Bible as your guidebook, if you don't, then all bets are up. Just do whatever you want. But if you use the Bible, we're told to congregate together and get together. And Joel, I've struggled with this. You know, really, I have. Honest to God, I have. Like when you think about this. They get a church, we all get together, we meet, we listen, we do this. How does it support itself? I mean, how does it? And if you didn't have a church, would we gather? Would we really gather? Would we get together? Would we, you know, I mean, I don't know. But then what I hate is this. You can't give to all of them, and every one of them, like you hear on church, you hear on TV, you know, send me this and send me this and send me this. And the one thing that pissed me off more than anything in the world is the opulence. If you're going to use money for the furtherance of the word or your mission, then really you don't need opulence. You don't. There's no reason, I'm not going to mention the ministry, but there's no reason to have a $4 million sculpture in the lobby. And to me, that just pisses me off. But at the same time, to keep the lights on and to have a place for people to gather, what would be wrong with chipping in for that? You know what I'm saying, Joel?
Yeah, I know exactly what you're saying, but the word is alive, right? So if the word's alive, then you don't need a building.
I know, but what are you proposing, Joel? In real practical terms, what are you saying? Do you say that all of a sudden just a bunch of people break bad in the park and start preaching, or what? I mean, I mean that. I'm asking, what would take the place?
Well, exactly. The Sermon on the Mount, like the word will never die, right?
Well,
so it never dies.
I wish the world was that perfect where we could tolerate that, and all of a sudden we get together on a Sunday and we're all sitting around a park and start talking. And what you'll have is a protest. You have people saying, don't get out of here. This is a park. We don't want to hear that. I mean, Joel, listen, I know what you're saying, and in principle, I know what you're saying in principle. I'm just saying that I've struggled with it because I know people get together and they want to have a place, and to keep it going, you gotta kind of support it. I guess where I depart is when you have all these questions like this. Okay, how much does the minister actually make, or how much do we need, or how?
I'm perplexed by a $4 million piece of art.
Well, I'm sorry, but that is real, and that's
Tom,
unfortunate. Yes, Dad.
You know, they have already kind of prepared us for this because small groups, koinonias, they've all been going on. They've always encouraged that.
That's right, at houses. Joel, you know what that is, right? Small groups, that's been encouraged, and that's a good thing. I know what Joel's saying, that theoretically you should all be bound by philosophy and belief, and it won't die, and you don't need a building, and I know that. And that's the same thing with everything, you know? I mean, the principle of the thing is always much prettier than the practicality of it. It really is, and I wish everything could be as pretty as a philosophy. It just doesn't necessarily work. I think the online thing, though, Joel, ironically, is a model that does keep things alive without a lot of opulence and expense. So that's it. That is weird. That technology actually can bring us back to where before all that. We have more coming right up.
Clear? Zara coming up.
That statue, I dig that.
Which statue is that?
I don't know.
Joel Osteen.
No, it's not.
Catholic? Well, look
and by the way, Joel Osteen bought that compact center for a song. That thing, he runs lean and mean. He really does. Whether you like it or not, he does. But there are some ministries that just pissed me off.
Well, are you talking about like the Catholic in Italy and stuff? I mean, they do have multi-million dollars.
Well, I'm not talking about that either. I'm talking about
has like a $13 million house.
So he earned it. runs a multi-million-dollar corporation.
I'm
He's
just
getting
saying.
salary. He doesn't, it's a big deal.
I have nothing against the preachers. I have something against the people who believe in that shit. That giving money to these multi-million-dollar.
I don't know why they're giving money to the ministry, and I don't know why. I think that giving money to a church is fine. If you're going to that church,
Right,
there's nothing wrong with chipping in.
No,
I
I
don't know
agree.
why people throw money at people.
I kind of like
All
what he
right.
was
Joe Lazzara, he's a criminal defense attorney, and as you hear me say all the time, I don't ever want you to use them, but sometimes it's inevitable. If you get popped with a DUI or you're in trouble, Joe Lazzara. Joe is a great guy. You can find Joe directly online. His website is lazzaralegal.com. That's 2 Z's and 1 R, lazzaralegal.com. He's on the referral list as well, referrallist.com. And you can call him. DUI, shoplifting, assault, maybe your kid got in trouble. There are times people call me and say, Tom, I'm sorry, but I need Joe's number. I say, don't be sorry. Listen, life is not perfect. He'll call him. He won't judge you. Just use him if you need him. Flat rate pricing. On big cases, he actually gives a $500 discount for Martino listeners. 303-429-6200. LazzaraLegal.com. LAZZARA, 2 Z's, 1 R. LazzaraLegal.com.
Yeah, I do say though.
No, I agree with you, Tom. If you go to a church, you give money.
Tell Mark I did all my in-house for the next
Okay,
hour.
his in-house is done. He's heading out.
No, I agree.
No, not now. No, at the end.
At the
You
end.
go to a church and you give money to that church, that's fine. I think that's.
Here's what I don't
okay,
get.
thing, but
If
I
you
agree with
have a real
throwing money
belief,
like a show
why do you have to go
No, here's
talk
the
to
worst.
other people with that belief and give money to other people?
Well, Mark, it's just common sense. It's just like anything. Yes, you could do everything on your own, but you don't. Just like if you could say you could everybody should just take their own, teach their own kids, and they don't need any public school. But it doesn't work.
Yeah.
That's
God,
a good
damn.
answer.
It's a great answer.
I went to this one.
In fact, I'm a label at mediocre at best.
Over your life.
Little above average.
I had to literally come up and they call it.
So what are you all buying? You're getting a drill press?
I need a
What?
cabinet. I'm not getting a drill.
Mark, just tell Mark he has to do
Make me think about it.
Just tell Mark he has to do real CBD.
You gotta do real
at
CBD.
the top of the hour.
Top of the hour.
That's it.
That's it.
No, he already told me he did all of it.
I know, except that one. I forgot.
Yep.
And guys, try not to leave my damn door open.
Oh, that was me.
Hey, Dan, let's do a test on him. Let's give him 4 numbers in a letter, and then we're going to ask him in 10 minutes what they are. I bet he can't do it.
What is he talking about?
I don't know. Why?
Oh, is that the Alzheimer's? You're talking about the Alzheimer's test?
No, then I'd have you draw a clock.
That's the Alzheimer's.
What are you doing the clock?
You should make fun of disabilities, Mark.
Yeah, really.
I can sue you.
Yes.
He does fall into a few categories.
Mark.
Protected categories, I might add.
Yeah, Tom's going to sue you for elder abuse.
That's exactly right.
No, what people say as far as churches and stuff, and this is a good comeback on it. I said, well, churches and stuff, how many hospitals, orphanages are atheism, built by atheists?
No, that's true too. That's true. They're not. Churches run all that shit.
Right.
We're not saying they don't do work. There
I
are some
agree
ministries.
with it.
There are some. Look, I'm a believer, but there are some ministries when they start saying, if you send in this much money, how do they put it? I am feeling, I'm believing there will be this for you.
Yeah, exactly.
What about the opulence of the Catholic Church? If you look at any of the
Hold on, he's talking.
This guy literally feeds and clothes people every fucking day of his life.
Who's that?
Pastor Lawrence.
Oh, totally agree. Totally agree.
He's the real fucking.
He's
the real deal.
man.
I agree.
I love that man.
Totally.
I love him.
Why don't you marry him?
Yeah. I say that to Stephanie.
Who's that?
I
Did you say that?
all the time. Every single time. She fucking hates every time I say
She does.
Is that the guy who was in studio one day?
Yeah. Yeah. And he has
Yeah,
wife.
you are so
Yeah. I know. A little bit.
I know you are one.
I remember I gave him a couple
The best comeback. It's the best, Jerry.
He takes no salary.
It was around Thanksgiving.
He used to go to work.
That's true. It's hard to anyway.
Wow.
No, I agree on
He
John
is a
Church.
good
The
man.
whole, all the stuff that they have.
The opulence in Rome is incredible.
Totally agree. 100%. And the Pope should shut his damn mouth and just do religion and not all this social stuff.
Yeah, when he said he doesn't believe our country should be surrounded by a wall, and
I know.
Trump said that's ironic coming from a guy who lives in a walled city.
Exactly.
Fucking stupid as well.
I do not. And like I say, they've done a lot of good through the world, but it's
Hi, Tom Martino here.
Mute.
Elaine, what's going on with you, Elaine?
You got two things on your mind, Elaine. Take whichever one first. Go ahead.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, a little. Let's turn that music down and get your phone up.
Let me get off speakerphone.
Yeah, that
Can you
would
hear
be
me
good.
now?
Okay, good. Great. Yes.
Okay. Well, I have a Home Depot issue, but I do want to make a comment about the online schooling if you have an extra minute.
We have extra time.
I just wanted to say that I teach online school. I've taught it since 2012, and there's actually many taxpayer-supported programs in Colorado. So if parents like online schooling, they don't have to go back to their school district. They can look online and find a couple. But you either have kids that excel or kids that don't do well. So it's just kind of a broad program on that, range of students of how students do.
My 20-year-old in college is doing so much better on the online college than in person. I can't even
Which
tell
child?
you. But then
which child?
Miles. But then Addie thrived in the classroom environment because she likes, talking and arguing with the professors.
Yeah, that's cool. So they're to each their own.
Yeah. Exactly. And so for some people it's right, and for some people it's not right, and you just have to figure out what works. But like I said, you can enroll your child in a program in Colorado that is paid for, like your local school.
Elaine, this is kind of a personal question to you, but I'm curious, does an online teacher like yourself get paid roughly the same amount, say a Denver public school teacher gets? No, I get paid a lot less. But I also don't live in Denver, so in the rural school district that I worked in, it was roughly the same. But you're not going to get paid a lot. But then again, I get up in the morning and I walk to my office across my house, and I
want to know something. I want to know something, Elaine. As far as your school, what's the name of it?
Well, I work for K-12. And you probably have seen their commercials at K12.com. And so what we do is we're a platform for other schools. So actually I teach students in Washington, Oregon, Colorado, and Nebraska. I'm certified in all those states. Wherever you teach students, you have to be certified. And some of the big online programs that use K-12 platform use their own teachers. So those teachers may get paid more. I don't know.
Are you year-round?
Yes.
Do you teach year-round?
It is year-round, and we have in the summer we have a lot less student load, but it is year-round. We get vacation time and sick time and that kind of thing. So it's more of a corporate job. I don't get any para retirement.
Do you use Zoom or similar software where the video is up, or do they just go online and do it at their own course? At their own speed?
Well, what we do is we don't have daily. The elementary program does, but I do the high school, and we don't have daily interaction. We do have some live platforms. We used to use Blackboard, Collaborate, where moving into something called Neuro, which is a lot
Hey, listen,
better.
what we would like to do, Elaine, is take your Home Depot issue right after the break, so hang on and we'll help you with that. Thanks for all that information. I'm Tom Martino. It's Friday. I hope you all have a great weekend, and also we have another hour to go on the Troubleshooter Network.
If you've even
Clear.
considered replacing your old and inefficient
Okay, why?
We'll make sure it's closed.
We were just, we were welcoming up being people. I left his door open the other time. He took off.
Tom, it was Dan.
Yeah, he had a few in here when he came home. Doc, you can come up here if you and then bring the mic over. Don't use his mic, but it's up to you. You don't have to.
Yeah, then Mark will have someone to talk to.
Let me say this again. Replace your system now. It's $17.50 in instant rebates. No money down. Zero interest financing.
Yeah, how's this?
Yep, let me see ya.
Warranty and Excel rebates up to $800. Wow! Call us today at 303-907-7775 or schedule your service now.
I will do let's see here.
KRFX HD2 Denver.
This is Denver's talk station, 630
Multi-
KHOW, Denver, an iHeartRadio station.
ABC News, I'm Alex Perez. The jobless rate for the month of April in the U.S. is spiking amid the coronavirus outbreak, reaching 14.7%.
God, I didn't even look at the markets all day today. I see it was way up.
More than 20 million Americans out of work last month alone. TD Ameritrade's J.J. Kinahan says travel and hospitality suffered the most, but the pain was spread across all sectors.
Healthcare was hard hit, and people may be surprised when they see that, but just think about the fact that all dentist offices, most physicians' offices, even those within hospitals, people weren't anxious to go to hospital. All the staff that are there.
It comes as at least 44 states are phasing in reopenings this week.
Hey Doc, can you see any reason? I mean, if you just, and I don't think you're as conservative as I am. I think I'm more conservative. You're maybe not. Any reason why they should not let General Flynn go? No. I absolutely cannot understand how people can think that they shouldn't, how he was entrapped.
Because they don't look at the facts.
I guess that's what it is. I hope that's what it is. I mean, there's people out there, they're just, he's guilty. He said he did the Logan's Act. He's the first person, if it is, that's ever been convicted of the Logan's Act, which I don't know exactly what it is. Is it Logan or Morgan Act? I don't remember.
It's a bunch of bullshit to begin with, some law from the 1700s.
Right. So I just cannot believe how a person that pleaded guilty to save his son can say, hey, he said he pleaded guilty. How they can hold that against him? I just cannot.
It's all political. Look at what's going on with Biden compared to Kavanaugh.
Oh yeah, that too. But
it's the same thing.
But that, I mean, a father basically falling on the sword for his son, and they're holding that against him.
They don't.
But that's just headlines. Well, no, they are going beyond the headlines.
No, the people who
You got Cracker Jack's number offhand?
Are they coming up?
No.
They're coming to my place tonight.
Oh, I got
Are they really?
that I'm referring to right now.
Okay, here, I got it here.
What is it?
303-410-7787. 303-410-7787.
Here's how you disconnect this thing. When you want to see it, you don't need the call screener up or anything, right? I'm going to get out of this.
No,
because I have a call screener.
Okay, the only thing we just need to be able. Okay.
Just click on that.
Put Doc's mic up, although
what do you say? Just close that.
Yeah, you click on this and it disconnects.
The red mic. Okay.
And if we get disconnected, that's what you have to do. You have to reboot from there. We shouldn't. It's usually this time on Friday we got fucked up. Remember that?
Yeah. No, I think it was. What was it? What did we do?
It was the
No. Didn't we just have one earlier this week and stuff? Didn't it go? Or we thought it went, and it wasn't us.
It was that call.
Okay.
I'm telling you, that computer, that fucking laptop.
It's fucking cheap-ass laptop.
Cheap, expensive laptop.
Cheapy means quality, not expensive.
I think it's the internet connector on it.
It very well could be. It probably is that. No, you're probably right.
I left my computer outside.
He went
my briefcase. Did you when you came in?
No.
That's weird.
No.
I usually take that with me. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna go. I just want to make sure. I might come in and look for it if I don't have it.
Hey, you guys should hide stuff around his house. You'll think he's fucking misplaced it. Like move all the dishes from one cupboard to the other. Just fuck with him.
Fill the closet full of paper.
He didn't hear that, right?
Oh no.
It's off to the right shoulder, but watch out for backing up as crews arrive to the scene.
You got, last time I left the door.
I'm here.
Westbound I-70 between Peoria and Central Park. Up in the high country and the foothills, westbound I-70 between
Hold on, guys, mute.
Countyville. The right lane remains blocked for road work on that stretch, so expect delays. The weather forecast, going to be sunny today with a high of 64. Tonight, mostly clear overnight, a low of 39. Tomorrow, sunny with a high near 65. Right now, it's partly cloudy and 51.
But it just amazes. It really does. It amazes me on that.
Put up whatever spots I need to pull up scripts on.
And I could see as far against Trump because whatever they don't even know Flynn. They don't even know him. He's 30-year war. I don't know if he's a war hero.
So Plumbing, these guys are absolutely awesome. They've got great pricing.
That is unheard of these days.
But I just that of all things,
It's because they don't know what's going on. They're ignorant.
And even the Kavanaugh thing, it's very, even back then I could even see because they believed her. But now with the Biden thing, and then just washing their hands.
Right, that's what I'm saying. They don't apply the same standards.
Right. But that even was back then. I said, we'll listen to her and stuff, and I believe her and stuff.
Right. Now they're not saying, well, we'll believe him.
New challenges during the COVID-19 pandemic. So to help, we put together the iHeartRadio Small Business Crisis Resource, information, including links.
You talking to me? You talking to me?
Providing businesses with stimulus loans, grants, and other financial aid.
But to me, it's just, I just hate it. I really do. I just hate that they can do that. I really do.
They do what?
But they can think that way.
Yeah, but you can't stop people from thinking.
They're not thinking.
See, but I disagree with you about the Pope.
You like the Pope?
No. But what I'm saying is,
I don't like him.
I don't like him, but I think that he is entitled to free speech.
And of course, but that's not his job.
Doesn't matter. It's not his job, but he's using his platform just the way that.
Your questions pretty much solve any issues you have. We go after the bad guys. Let's really get down to what this show does. Now, because of COVID, it's changed a little. We get a ton of questions on stimulus, and we have experts out there like Larson Financial that we get up all the time to answer questions. We have great attorneys out there like John Fuller and Marco Bendinelli. We just have the best of the best out there. In fact, we've got an attorney that we don't talk about that often, Cliff Enton. What a great guy. If you're ever injured at work, this guy will answer all your questions. My point of telling you all this is at referrallist.com, we have a list of experts that will help you, and they're also here to answer your general questions. So any questions you have. But what I love about the show more than anything else is when we go after the bad guys. So if you've been ripped off or taken advantage of, and I'll even say this right now, I kind of feel different ways about this, but if your landlord right now is threatening to evict you, well, he's not supposed to. I would like to shine a light on that. I would like to talk to landlords that feel like they're being screwed. It really doesn't matter what side of the fence you're on. This show is here to help you. So if you have a problem, 303-713-8255. And please don't forget, 303 Martino works on or off the air. If you're sitting around on the weekend and you're talking to someone, it doesn't matter if they're in Colorado, New York, California, anywhere, and they have a problem and they need help, have them call us, 303 Martino. They'll leave a message. Deputy Dan, Deputy Daff, Deputy Doc, someone will reach back out to them. We'll line you up to come on the air if that's what it takes. We'll make a phone call. We'll do whatever it takes. We call it Media with a Purpose. And it truly is the only show out there that actually gets directly involved. We've done everything. I was thinking about this the other day. What other show can say they have got $200 million in cash merchandise, exchanges, refund, and services directly brought back to the consumer? Think about that, directly back. There's law firms out there that don't even come close to those numbers. We also got a lady, a kidney at one point, a kidney. The show never stops. That's what this show does. 303 Martino. I'm glad to get that off my chest because if you do need help, you have found the right place. 303-713-8255. I am going to go back to Elaine in a minute. She had a problem with Home Depot we're going to dig into. And we were also going to pick up her conversation on schools. I would like to know right now from some folks, if your kids, it doesn't matter what age they were right now because of COVID, but how did they do learning outside of the brick and mortar? I would be curious what the data will show. Did your kid, when he got sent home or she got sent home due to COVID and they had online school, did they do better? Did they do worse? What did you make of it? I want to hear from you. 303-713-8255. Now, Elaine, let's jump back to this. What is your issue with Home Depot?
We ordered a rototiller from them a couple, 3 weeks ago. And we live 3 hours from the closest Home Depot, and so we paid $40 to have it trucked to our house. We had issues from day one. It didn't have a book. It didn't have parts. But my
Did you buy a used one or a well, hold on. Did you buy a brand new one? No one?
Brand new.
And they assemble it at that location, then they delivered it to you?
No, it was in a box. It had minimal assembly, but my husband's really handy. He took care of it. A few of the parts that were missing, he was able to, find a bolt or whatever that he needed. And I downloaded the instruction guide because no books or anything was with it. And so we had some difficulty with that. He'd had to call YardMax a couple of times. Anyway, the point is that once everything got going, he went to use it. It had a flat tire, which wasn't just the tire was flat. It actually had a hole in the inner tube, and it was shipped that way, brand new. And it has some problems with dying. He's since used another one we have, and we've
How many cc's is it? Is it hold on, is it a little two-stroke or is it a larger model?
It's a pretty big model. It's, I think, 18-inch blade. Anyway, the point is that we can't get a hold of Home Depot. When you call them, you're on hold for a half hour to an hour. We've hung up at least 3 times.
But Elaine, what do you want done? Wait a minute,
though. We would like to return it, and we would even pay shipping to get it picked up because it's hundreds of pounds. And you can't just stick it, even if you could just stick it in the back of the truck, which we could probably, you can't.
What is their normal policy?
Well, we've dealt with Home Depot and bought stuff online from them for years. I mean, we've gotten cabinets, we've gotten...
But what is their policy on something like this? What is their return policy?
It's always been really good. I mean, when we had some tiles come in that were broken, and they replaced them immediately. They didn't even ask for the old ones back.
What are they telling you on this, though?
We're not. That's the problem. We can't get a hold of anybody.
Well, we have an angel over there. We can reach out to Home Depot for you and figure out what the return policy is. But I'm more curious, and be honest with me, they don't know who you are. Why do you guys actually want to return it? The flat tire is not that big of a deal. You can even go buy the green goop at Walmart, shoot it in there, and that thing will never have a flat again on either tire if you use it on both. So why do you actually want to return it? Did you find a better deal? You don't like the brand? What?
Well, I think that the problem is, and my husband's out here right now to kind of tell me, but just from what I've been out there, it's like we opened up the box and have had problems with it from day one, with missing books, missing little, you get a little parts bag and things like that. With that, it's had some issues with staying running, and the problem is that he could maybe get it working perfect tomorrow,
Yeah.
But will we continue to have problems? You know, you spend $750 or whatever it costs. It was roughly.
You're just
that
not
price
comfortable
range.
with it. Well, here's what we can do. You can
Exactly.
leave your info. You can leave your info with DAF. I don't know what the return policy is, but I do know this. We have an angel there, and anytime we've had an issue, generally, they come through. So I assume if it's reasonable what you want, in other words, you would pay shipping, I don't see why they wouldn't do it. Daphne, come on the air real quick. Can you send that out, or do I got to get that to Suzanne? I think you have a list of the Home Depot, Angel, don't you?
Daphne's talking with one of the office managers right now real quick.
Okay.
I'll let her know as soon as she comes back in for you.
Yeah, tell her that's great. We're doing a radio show, but I understand. She can talk to the office manager.
And I would like to. I could email or give an email to somebody, and they could get our information, so I could send them. I mean, we've sent email after email. We paid for it through PayPal, and PayPal opened a case, and you can't get a hold of anybody now.
That's odd. Wait a minute. So Home Depot takes PayPal?
Yes. Yes.
I did not know that. That is very
Well,
interesting. Well, Elaine,
that's part of the problem. It's not like we went in a store and bought it, because they'd be good about it. The problem is that because we bought it online,
I got you, Elaine. I'm sure we'll be able to get this handled. So email all your info and just put up there for Mark, because I'll fill in whoever I need to, and then put in your address, your phone number. If you can put in a copy of that receipt, I'd appreciate it. And that's about it. Let's put Elaine on hold. I don't want to keep beating that dead horse. We should be able to figure that one out. That's an easy one, folks. Throw me something that's tough. 303-713-8255. Jim says he's a landlord and it's not fair. Jim, hang tight, because I want to dig into that right after these messages.
Weekdays 2 to 4. The Situation with Michael Brown. Illinois Democrat Senator dipped over the myth that Democrats are using the coronavirus crisis as an opportunity to push their...
Actually, I listened to Michael Brown yesterday.
Yeah.
And he really went off on the whole Flynn thing.
Oh, yeah.
How they need to. So his law firm also knew about all those threats and didn't bring it up to the judge.
Right, right.
I hope they.
He was ranting about the Washington law firm.
Yes.
I heard that.
Yes.
Refinancing last year, we can still probably save you money. All it takes is a 5-minute phone call.
I just.
Dano.
Yeah.
Can you actually hear the caller?
Won't last long.
I was out moving my car.
Yeah, I heard. Yeah.
Can you hear?
Yeah, we heard it fine.
It is fine.
669. That's 844.
Yeah, they heard.
Okay, hold on.
669. It's the biggest.
What was that, Mark?
Mute.
Newton.
3669. That's 844-425-3669.
NMLS 3304. Not all loans apply. Equal housing lender.
Yeah, both of you came in loud and clear.
Man, if you ever find yourself accused of a crime, and I don't care if you did it, you still need the best representation out there. And you're lucky to be living around here, because his name is Joseph A. Lazara. It could be a DUI, shoplifting,
You hear the lag now.
you can imagine, even if you accidentally...
Latency.
Yeah, latency, excuse me. I'm not an engineer.
You need a good attorney, and you need Joseph A. Lazara. I hope you don't ever need him, but if you do, this is the guy for you. He knows the judge. He knows the district attorney. You should get the email again. We had one guy got a DUI. Now, I don't know if he did it or not. I guess I'm this way. I assume he's a local attorney. I assume he did it too much and he got caught. But guess what? He didn't lose his license, and all the charges got dropped. Joseph A. Lazara, 303-429-6200. You need good representation. 303-429-6200.
No one will clean, check, and adjust your air conditioner for a better price at this level of service. For just $39 to clean and
What?
refurbish your AC. Fix it 24/7. Still get into your system and
Yes.
Do you think it would be going too far if you tuned up the old lady Joseph A. Lazara? You dare me?
I double dog dare you.
The what?
He says, Joseph A. Lazara.
Hold on.
Say you just tuned up the old lady one time.
Give me the remote. What
I'd never heard of that until we had, what's his name on?
But you were right here with me when they aired the announcement about changes in the broadcast frequency.
Really?
Yeah.
It's just so funny.
You do it.
Okay.
The instructions are at fcc.gov/TV rescan or call 1-888-CALL-FCC.
The Beagle's in.
You have been putting off those new windows or siding or doors. Now is the time to call K&H Home Solutions. There is discounts like never before, plus the manufacturers have rebates. Everybody is dying for business. Now that everything's getting back to going, they're trying to get their customer base back. Listen,
Ooh, who's shaming?
Shaming? What do you mean? What?
Look, it notes, it says, stop shaming us on air. I'm tired of it.
Stop saying who?
It just says, stop shaming us on air. I'm tired of it. I don't know who sent that.
Oh, somebody's calling on that?
It just says on the notes. See that?
I'm tired of it. Stop shaming us. I don't know. I don't know. What's that? I'll ask Mark.
Have you wanted to speak a new language, but you thought it'd be too hard or take too much time?
Mark.
Then go to babbel.com, download.
Hey, what does that comment on the call screener? What's that comment on the call screener mean?
Speaking a new language in just a few weeks. And right now, you can try Babbel for free. Babbel starts out teaching you words and phrases by matching them with pictures.
Do you see it?
Where it says, stop shaming us.
Soon the sentences get a little bigger, and before you know it, you're having simulated conversations voiced by native speakers. And because Babbel is crafted by language experts and uses the spaced repetition method, in just 10 to 15 minutes a day, you'll be speaking the language of your choice.
So Doug Pros and...
With Babbel, you can speak a language. Just go to babbel.com, start your first lesson in the language of your choice for free. Download the Babbel app or
Oh, she's very religious, right?
Just got different
This report
things.
is sponsored by ExpressPros.com.
A cooler Mother's Day weekend lay ahead with temperatures running about 10 degrees below the normal. The high today 62. The clouds earlier breaking for sunshine. I'm meteorologist Brooks Garner, Fox 31. What weather?
Need to manage a changing workforce? It's time to get to know Express.
You guys going up?
What's going on?
Visit ExpressPros.com.
You talking to me?
Oh, I'm talking to you.
The call screener, what's that note there in the box, in the red box?
Oh, no, let me look. I don't even have the call screener up.
What? How do you know what's going on then?
I don't.
Of course he
Damn it, I don't. Okay, here we go. All right, 303-713-8255. That
Is a telephone number. You got any questions? We want to hear from you. You have any questions on the stimulus? You have any questions about, did this guy rip me off? Should I go after him? You pretty much name it. 303-713-8255. Now, let's see here. Jim, he says he's a landlord, and it's not fair that people do not have to pay rent right now. Jim, is that basically what you have to say?
Well, yeah, basically the government's taking my house away from me because they stopped evictions. That's my only leverage. My renters won't pay rent now. So
yeah, I know, and here's
why should they be able to do that?
Well, I know, and I assume you got to pay your mortgage if you have a mortgage on it.
Yes, I do. I have mortgages. I have to pay them, and plus when they run out and don't pay the water, which I can't shut that off, I will owe that also.
Yeah,
So I
know,
owe
man.
Utilities.
And here's the worst part. Some of them were already late prior. Some tenants were already late prior to COVID even happening. And now they're really taking advantage. Now they know they can go an extra 2 or 3 months without making any payments and simply go find another place.
And if they're getting $600
I know that, and I just don't think it's right that the government can do that. What I'm going to be forced to
I'm sorry, Doc. Did you want to say something? You want me to put you up?
It really hasn't been tested, in other words.
Yeah, I got you down right now. You're up. Hold on.
Eventually you need a sheriff.
All right, you're live.
Eventually you need a sheriff if they decide not to leave on their own. So that matter, if the sheriff doesn't show up, I understand. But as far as actually testing whether or not you can get paid later on, I assume you can get all the money owed to you fairly quick if they have it.
I've been in the rental business 20 years, and you cannot get rent out because they don't have any money.
Yeah, but aren't they getting $600 a week?
They're not spending it on rent, though.
Well, they should be spending it on rent.
You ain't going to get no money out of them whatsoever.
Well, you're talking about maybe some tenants you have. Let me tell you, there's good tenants out there too, Jim. How much is your place a month? One of them. Give me an idea.
Pardon?
How much do you charge rent for one of your units or one of your places?
$1,000. They average $1,000.
Okay, so you're on that lower scheme. I mean, I get it. So a lot of the people you're dealing with, I would say you're probably right. You might never get this money.
Now,
I
Mark,
understand.
Mark,
yes.
I'm one of these tenants on the lower end of the scheme. Our rent is only about maybe $1,600, and we live like
that's a
near
lot. Wait a minute, though, Ant. That's a lot more. That's about 60% more than $1,000 or under.
I mean,
that's a whole different deal.
With the amount of with like the $600 a week, that's only 1 week of your payments. And what I'm saying is, like, my roommates and I, we're in similar situations where in which I'm one of the only ones in the house with a job, and they're receiving unemployment, but we are all still paying our bills. So what I'm basically saying, it's not all tenants. Like, they're receiving their unemployment, they're still paying bills.
That's what I just said to them. Ant, that's literally what I just said to
I know.
him.
I'm just agreeing with you and furthering your point. Just giving an example of somebody who is, a tenant living with low income who is still paying their bills. I'm just furthering your point.
Here's the part, though, man, and I hate to say it, but it's true. People that have rent, I'm talking Denver metro area. I'm not talking like the middle of Kansas. That's $1,000 or less, and then I'll take it a step further. If they have vouchers from Section 8 or they have any other kind of subsidies, generally speaking, those are the ones that are going to have problems making their rent. And when they do get unemployment that's over $2,400 to $3,000 a month, they find out they don't have to pay rent, they're not going to pay rent. A lot of people do that. There's people that own $500,000 houses right now that realize they don't have to make their mortgage payment for 2 or 3 months if they don't want to. And I bet they're doing it, and some of them still have jobs. But, Jim, I do appreciate where you're coming from as a landlord, because if I was a landlord, I'd be very upset because I would most likely have a mortgage on that property. Here's what freaks me out. How about a guy that owns a 4 or 8 building with 4 or 8 units, and he's got half the people not making the rent? I don't know how he would make the mortgage unless he had money saved up, or she. You got anything else to add, Jim?
Yeah, what I'm going to be forced to do is when I rent the places again, I'm going to have to add on a government security eviction deposit.
Well, you're not going to get it. Not for. Come on, man. The places you're renting out are less than $1,000. What do you expect people to come up with a deposit? I know you're just frustrated.
Well,
Daphne, put him on hold, please. I understand where he's coming from. It sucks. I'm unfortunately.
His mortgage?
That's not on a commercial piece. I don't think you can do forbearance on commercial.
It was a question, not a statement.
Well, no, but I don't think so. I mean, I haven't heard of that, Doc. I mean, my God, someone makes a mortgage payment on the Empire State Building. I mean, I can't imagine, but that would be strange. That would be very strange on commercial property right now. In fact, if anybody knows that answer, I would go out on a limb and say there's no way you could do forbearance the way it's going under COVID, I should say, not any forbearance, but a forgivable forbearance, as they call it, on a commercial piece of property. But I don't know. If anybody does know, I would love to hear about that. Bryce, what is your question? And Arthur, you'll be next, and then Raul. Bryce.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Yes.
I'm looking to purchase a new home, and I found a seller that is only offering a 1-year warranty on the home.
A brand new home?
A brand new home, yeah.
Who's the builder?
They're CB Signature Homes.
Well, okay, first of all, let me say a couple things here, Bryce. If you go buy a new K&B home or a new Lennar home or any of these bigger countrywide, they generally only do have a 1-year bumper to bumper, if you will. Then they'll have like a foundation warranty or a structural warranty that is longer. So when you say this guy's offering a 1 year, what are we talking about?
So it's pretty well all-inclusive, less any manufacturer's defects on appliances, things like that. Basically covers the work that they've done to the extent that it was done according to code.
So wait, the structure itself, hold on, the structure. In other words, if this thing was built on bentonite and all of a sudden half your foundation's heaving and cracking and your garage is up and your drywall's splitting, you only have 1 year.
Only have 1 year.
I wouldn't buy it then. I mean, what's your question?
Well, I'm looking at not buying it specifically because of that. What about
That's why I wouldn't buy it.
Home warranties.
Did you ask him for, I'm sorry, say that again?
What about third-party home warranties? I've asked him if he would, agree to pay for that, and obviously he won't. But would you recommend that getting one of those, would they cover structural?
Man, I don't know. Everyone's going to have a different contract. When you look at an aftermarket warranty for anything, a car, a house, a television, a coffee maker, it doesn't matter. It's going to be whatever contract you entered into. And I wouldn't look for what it covers. I would look for what it doesn't cover and what they can exclude. And man, if they say if it was something due to workmanship, we're not going to cover it, but we'll cover it for an earthquake. You understand what I'm saying. You got to read the agreement, but more importantly, listen to me on this one, Bryce. Make sure that he's been around for a while. Get some other people that have actually had to use the warranty and make sure they have actually stepped up and fixed it. I mean, do your research, but why is this guy only offering a 1 year?
Well, the claim he makes is that he's so confident in the way they build and all their research into the soils and things like that. Now, my argument is if he's done all that research and they build at such high quality, why wouldn't they warranty it?
Wait a minute. That's the most asinine argument. I want to make sure I understood what you're saying. This guy is saying the reason he offers a crappy structural warranty is because his product is so good. Well, he should be doing the opposite. He should be giving you a 20-year warranty if his freaking product is that good.
Agreed.
How much is his house?
I believe it was $450,000.
Well, that sounds more of a price of a track home, but regardless, it doesn't matter. Here's the deal, man. If you're not comfortable with the warranty, I don't even know why you're going down this road. 303-713-8255. Bryce, if you have any more questions, staff, give them the email. I don't mind answering it, or if you find an aftermarket warranty, I'll eyeball it and tell you what I think of it. But honestly, I don't even know why you would play with it. And just the fact he made such an asinine statement about his warranty, I wouldn't deal with him. All right, 303-713-8255. We have a line open. Arthur and Raul, you guys hang tight. We'll be right back.
Clear.
This is Denver's Talk Station with Tom Martino now. Dan Kaplis today at 4, 630 KHOW, Denver. Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by ExpressPros.com.
An accident on northbound I-25 approaching 104th has been cleared. Traffic back up to speed through there. There's a stall in the right lane on eastbound I-70 just past Colorado, slowing things down a bit on that stretch. And an accident in the Gap project on southbound I-25 approaching Monument, quickly cleared out of the way. Still some residuals slowing, though, from before the Plumber Divide. Off freeway, southbound Colorado still closed at Yale as crews do some paving work after yesterday's water main break. Your forecast for today, a mix of clouds and sun this afternoon. A high in the low to mid 60s will cool off to the low 40s overnight tonight. It's 57 right now in Denver. With your Impact Traffic and Weather, I'm Janine LaRose, 630 KHOW.
Need to manage a changing workforce? It's time to get to know Express Employment Professionals. Visit expresspros.com to find one of over 830 locations to help support your workforce needs.
So Barbara says, thank you, Cliff Enton, to you and your staff for all the hard work on my settlement. You guys are the best. I sincerely hope we'll never need you again. Now, what does Cliff Enton do if you've been injured on your job? He is one of the best workman's comp attorneys I have ever met. He's been with us on Referral List for years and years and years, and the one thing I've learned about workman's comp in Colorado is your employer they already will lowball you because of the state laws and the different things that you get when you're hurt on the job, but my goodness, they'll even take more advantage of you. In fact, I'd go this far. If you're sitting at home right now on workman's comp, you should call an attorney, and I would call Enton Law every time. He'll talk to you over the internet.
I paid for workman's comp for my 35 years as a business owner. Never had a claim.
He'll evaluate
I've only,
right now. You can tell
as a business owner, it's double too, right? As a business owner?
Did you hear what I
No,
said?
just workman's comp, the employees.
With workman's comp, you
But,
need
just my nurses and I,
call Cliff Enton, 303.
and we were very careful about needle sticks, which is kind of the only thing you would expect.
Urban Lights is inviting you to stop by their award-winning
undo me.
square-foot showroom at Santa Fe in Mississippi and get the lowest prices from designer brands like Heat Lighting.
Yeah, I had a week of unemployment back when I was 16, I think.
Really?
Oh yeah, we were putting up grain bins and had a big flood in July.
Stop by their
Big flood, huge flood.
I never had a workman's comp claim. I mean, unemployment claim.
No. And it was because the guy who worked for, he brought us all there, and because I think he was getting it. Actually, that would have hurt him. He was the one that brought us there, right? Because he would have had higher payments, right? Because
once you have a workman's comp claim, it goes up, right?
Hey, the rototiller, it was a rototiller, right, from Home Depot, and she was not happy with it. She wanted to take it back.
And she can't get anybody. She can't get in touch.
Gotcha.
I mentioned they're consistently named a Colorado top workplace and top family-owned company. This is a career move you don't want to miss out on. So if you have your NMLS license, you need to apply online today at AmericanFinancing.net or call 303-695-5928. That's 303-695-5928.
Who's doing these notes?
Which notes?
Well, when I'm asking you a question on air, like I always do, you should be answering. I always use you on air when I'm doing the show.
Here, let me see that.
Who's sending that? Is that Tom?
I think Daphne's saying that to Mark.
What? Really?
A lot of Mark is just like it's just right. So was this? Did they have the other comment was what was it?
Stop making fun of me.
I think that could have been about
the church.
Maybe not the church, but they didn't say anything about what the injections.
Vaccines.
Vaccines. That's what the.
Is Daphne an anti-vaxxer? Really?
How long, Ann?
Milkball for you.
Thank you.
Is she really an anti-vaxxer?
Yeah.
What are you bitching about, Dano?
Oh, just those comments on.
Who's writing all those comments on the notes?
Is that you?
I just wrote that one.
You wrote that one?
Who sent the previous one?
Wrongful termination suits, minimum wage requirements, labor regulations, and HR manager salaries are not cheap.
Okay, so there's another guy's going to complain and say he is also a landlord comment. I'll bet you the same thing. I tell you, Polis screwed up by putting an executive order. Polis did. Of all the things he'd done, he screwed up on that comment.
If you're getting $600 a week, you should pay your damn rent.
And also the $1,200.
Right.
You're getting $600 plus the $1,200.
I'm
It should not be any different than what it was.
Right. I'm going to go, put me on the air. I want to say that, Mark.
Oh, he's gone. He's up there. He's there. That's,
Go to Bambi.com/human. Spelled BAM to the BEE.com/human.
look out, he's going to bite you.
Boy, that market took off though. We're up 421.
Yeah, I know.
Friday too. Usually Friday people don't like keeping cash in over the weekend.
Yeah, you say that, it's kind of funny right now. There is no rule.
No, you're right. They're just really hoping nothing bad opens over the weekend.
I like when you say that.
What's that?
Dan, you're right.
Well, get used to it, buddy. I got another friend named Dan.
At the beginning of the show, I thought you were going to say you were the in-house expert on everything.
Yeah.
Doc, you got any updates on COVID you want to get out there?
No, there's no news. No good news.
Come on. Oh, I got some news on COVID.
All right.
They did the statistics across the U.S. The average person who died is 75 years old. The average age.
All right, I'll tell them you said that.
And states differ. You can say they differ. Like one state was 80. One state was.
But the average is
64.
75.
The average across that they have the statistics on. Every state is not doing age. I don't know why. Did you hear that, Mark? Oh, he's got his headphones on. That's a pretty cool song.
1-3-8-2-5-5. And what song is that? What is that? I kind of like that. What is that? I wonder who that is.
Best Friend by Sophie Tucker.
Best Friend by Sophie Tucker. I mean, is it old? Is it new? Give me something.
I have no clue. It's in the rotation bumper right now, but it definitely sounds like it's from new school, though.
What does that mean, MB rotation? School me.
In the rotation, basically, whenever I put in like an opening music or something like that, it is normally it's like a Rockies kind of theme or something like that, and it rotates different music themes every time I put it in there. So it's just like on a rotation.
Pretty cool. I got you. All right, folks, 303-713-8255. Any questions, comments you got? Let's go to Arthur, then Raul, you're up next. Arthur, what's going on?
I'm a landlord, been a landlord for many, many years. And the main thing is tenants need to understand the bills that landlords have. I can come up with a dozen things just off the top of my head. Big ones are tax assessments. They've skyrocketed. My building went up 47% in the last period. Then you have taxes, insurance, mortgage if you have a mortgage. And these tenants who are talking about a rent strike, they won't be in their house for long.
No, and they're going to have a heck of a time. And Arthur, honestly, the ones that don't pay the rent, they're going to have a heck of a time renting in 6 months. They're not even thinking down the road.
Hey, Mark,
this will haunt them, period, if they don't get everything paid.
No, do you want me to put you up?
Yeah.
Tell me what you think about this.
All right, you're up.
A tenant that's always been on time. They've been with you 2 years. Maybe they're in a 4-year lease, or they've been with you 5 years. Whatever it is, but everything's always been good and amicable. Now, all of a sudden, you know for a fact they can't work because they're in the restaurant business. Maybe a husband and wife, same business. And you're going to help them out, though, right? Or what do you think we would do in a situation? I do agree with Polis that in the right circumstance, you can't kick someone to the curb because the government shut down everything.
Hey, Mark, but if they're getting $600 a week, why can't they pay the rent? I want to hear it.
You know what, Doc? I agree with that wholeheartedly. If they're still making that money, yes, I agree.
Well, let's hear a tenant. Let's hear somebody who's not paying their rent
who's getting
You're
the
never
600
gonna.
call up
Who's
and
going to
tell
call
us-
up and say?
Well,
No one's going to call up and
well,
say
that's
that,
my
Doc.
challenge. Anybody who's getting at $600 a month, a week, and not paying rent, you call us up and tell us why you're not paying the rent.
But Arthur, let me go back to you on what I just said. What do you think of that?
Yeah, the main thing, all my rents have been paid for the last 2 months. If I have a tenant who says they can't pay their rent, I would definitely want to verify that, and I would find out are they getting $600 a week, are they getting unemployment, and if they are, then they should be able to pay the rent. And I would work with them. I don't know if I do deferral, because 3 months down the road, maybe they get their job back, and they're not going to be able to pay 2 months' rent.
That's the problem.
I'm not sure how
Here's the
it's
problem with
handled.
that. And I go back to all these people that aren't paying their mortgage for 2 or 3 months. They have no idea if they're going to owe that in one lump sum in 2 years, or if they're going to, if it's not backed by Freddie or Fannie, they don't know if they're going to owe that in 2 or 3 months. And that might put a lot of people in foreclosure, because most people don't pocket enough money to make multiple rent or mortgage payments. It's just a fact of life. Why? And I'll go into this because I don't think our schools teach people right very basic things like saving money in case of an emergency, but that's a whole different deal. Arthur, I do appreciate your call, 303-713-8255. And Doc, I do agree with you wholeheartedly. Now, Dan, during the break, though, you said that was the worst thing Polis said. Elaborate.
Well, I think he's
Dan's a little slow, so.
I think he's done a pretty good job, but just saying that is giving people out there an excuse for not paying their rent.
Yeah, I know. That's the problem.
And
I do wonder
and if anything,
if it's constitutionally even allowed. I mean, the funny part is I don't think anybody's fought any of this. And some of these governors that are doing stupid things like allowing a liquor store to be open, but somebody can, sell refrigerators or something like that. Some of this stuff's going to be tested. And then once it does go through the Supreme Court, man, they are not going to have the power on us that they had last time. Once this stuff has tested the waters of the Supreme Court, and I hope someone does. How about that lady in Texas? Wasn't it Texas, Dan, where she got thrown in jail because she refused to close her salon?
Yes.
Yeah, and she wouldn't apologize to that ass judge. What kind of judge says, if you don't apologize, then I'm going to throw you in jail? You know what? He should be thrown off the bench. He's got that cushy government job making $150,000 a year that's not in jeopardy, and he's telling some woman who apparently can't feed her kids that if you don't apologize, I'm going to throw you in jail. And she stood up and said, I can't apologize. I got to feed my kids. So he throws her in jail. Then the Texas Supreme Court, thank God, overturned it, and now she's out, and they sent it back to the lower court. But that's my entire spiel right now. As this stuff gets tested, these people in charge right now better understand one thing. If they push too far and it goes to the Supreme Court, all they're going to find out is they weren't allowed to do it in the first place. And if they've got to do it again, they won't be able to. They're being stupid at this point. Raul, what's going on with you, sir?
Okay, so I paid this wedding venue to rent this place for a wedding party. But then all of this stuff went on of the COVID-19.
Yeah.
And they canceled it. So we had to cancel. So that's fine and dandy. But they won't give me my money back. They
Whoa.
the money.
Whoa. Where is this? Wait, Raul, calm down a second. Where is this place?
It's called Colfax Event Center in the city of Aurora.
So it's in Denver?
It's in the city of Aurora.
In Aurora. Hold tight, Raul. I got to take this break. Here's what I want to do. If everything he is saying is true, we got to light this place up, folks. We got to light these guys up. If they took a deposit and they won't give it back to this guy, let's dig into it and make sure everything else right after this.
Clear.
Now,
Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by ExpressPros.com.
in one of her fucking moves. What was that?
cleared. Traffic back
Look at
up
you
to
see
speed
this
through
fucking
there.
comment here.
There's a
This
stall in the right
happens.
lane on eastbound I-70 just past Colorado, slowing things down a bit on that stretch. And an accident in the Gap project on southbound I-25 approaching Monument, quickly cleared out of the way. Still some residuals slowing though from before the Plumber divide. Off freeway, southbound Colorado still closed at Yale as crews do some paving work after yesterday's water main
She's in
break.
one of her fucking
Your forecast for
moods,
today, a mix of clouds and sun this
Let me tell you, she
afternoon.
gets in
High
her
in the
fucking
low to
moods.
mid-60s.
I mean,
Up to the
I'll take.
40s overnight tonight.
Yeah.
It's 57 right now in Denver. With your impact traffic and weather, I'm Janine LaRose, 630 KHAL.
Need to manage a changing...
Are you back up there?
It's time
Yeah, hold on.
Okay.
I got 15.
Express Employment Professionals. Visit expresspros.com to find one of over 830 locations to help support your workforce needs.
All right, QC of Colorado. Tom's been talking about these guys. So last year, when he first started, or maybe it was 2 years ago, he first started talking about quiet, cool house bands from QC of Colorado. So he had put one in his house, and I'm over there, and he turned
mute that and turn
this
this up.
most insane thing.
Mute that.
It is quiet. But all of a sudden, the hot air is like sucked out of the house, and nice cool air is put in. And then the other things he was telling me about it. Do you realize if you have pets, it gets rid of all the pet dander? So maybe you're allergic or a little allergic to your cats or dogs. This thing can help. It's eco-friendly. The ventilation is unbelievable. It just brings in that cool, fresh air from outside. It cools the house. Then he showed me his energy bill.
It's mostly.
He was saving about 50% year over year. I think it was June of last year.
I don't even know what the
following
initial
June.
issue was.
But I couldn't believe even the savings because he doesn't have to run his AC. At night, he turns it on and basically sucks out all that hot air from the day, and the cool air
Really?
comes in, and he stays
Because of
nice
what?
and comfortable
No.
the rest of the day. You got to check these out. You'll save money on the energy bills, and on top of that, the health reasons are great too. It gets rid of the dust and dangerous gases.
And she's been good for a long,
You got to check these guys.
Well, she does a lot of good stuff. She produces the show, basically, right? Is that what you call it?
QCcolorado.com.
If you're a man over 30 and feeling sluggish, weak in your workouts, have a lower libido, and just don't have the energy you used to have,
so
it's
what
quite
happens
possible that
for-
you have low testosterone. This is Jeff for the Rocky Mountain Men's Club.
Yes,
And if this is
we're
you, it's time to get treated
Yeah.
for your low T.
They split
Low T
Suzanne
treatments
split,
give you
right?
many
Yeah,
benefits.
what happened
It might
before
even
was just
contribute to a
3
healthier
hours,
lifestyle.
Suzanne
If you're like most men, you'll have more energy, better gains in your workouts, higher sex drive, improved sleep patterns, and more. Plus, the treatments are
But now that
highly
Suzanne
effective
is
for
at
most
home,
men, and it's
Daphne's
likely
going
to
into the
see
studio,
results in
right?
just a few weeks. And most of our
So
patients
she's
can
done it.
administer their
Yeah,
testosterone
she's done a
therapy
great
at home.
job.
As a therapeutic
Which company? The Home Depot?
Venue.
Oh, the venue one? Did you look it up there? Okay, let me look up.
Halifax Event Center.
Yeah, let me look it up.
Hey, Ed, how long do I have, sir?
I will bet you it's not the full story.
Well, it depends on who canceled.
He said they canceled.
I know. Well, if they canceled, then we should light them up.
Yeah, if they cancel them.
Here's the number right here.
Yeah. Well, Mark, if they canceled, I'll light them up like crazy. But let's let Raul get back on again and make sure that's the right story.
Yeah.
Before we do anything. Okay?
Where'd he go? I'm sorry. Let me see where he's at. He's gone.
Okay.
You're talking to the beagle. The beagle just he wagged his tail at you.
Hey, Dan, how did you figure out, or did I figure out, because it sounds like everybody can hear me now and the caller. Is it finally that splitter I put in, did it?
Is that what you did?
Yeah, I put a splitter instead of coming out of the red box on the back, left or right. I did a splitter at the headphone, and I jacked the headphones way the fuck up, but then I can turn my actual headphones down by themselves. But Suzanne says it's good now.
That must be. I didn't even do anything here.
Well, I mean, I'm used to that.
Hey, Mark, I said, if they canceled, I will go after them and light them up. But let's talk to Raul and make sure we get the story straight, okay?
Yeah, but Doc, if you listen to the show, people never exaggerate. They always tell the truth, and it's always the other guy's fault.
Right. Well, that's why I want to talk to Raul again.
It's like when Dan says he's won at racquetball. We know there's holes in that story.
Hey.
The most obvious being, that would mean that he beat me.
You know what? The next time you guys play, I'm going to come down and watch, and I'm going to find out what the
series. Our last series, him and Ross got spanked so bad they both left crying, holding each other's hair.
I'm going to come down as an official observer and tell the audience the truth.
I think that's a very good idea. I like that. You can also take our temperatures and shit and make it look official. I get to go to the toy store after this.
The toy store.
Yeah, Costco and Harbor Freight, man.
You have the number for the event center, did you say? Yeah, give it to me while we're off.
720-295-4772.
4772?
Yeah.
Okay. We got about 3 minutes.
So I got Steve the painter out in my garage right now. He's actually puttying up all the walls, and they're painting it a new color. Oh my God, does it look good? I had Garage Kings come out a couple weeks ago or last week. I don't know. Time never seems to stop now. And they put down this new beautiful flooring. Everybody has got deals going on referral list right now. But Steve the painter has worked in our house before. He's who I called. I don't even have his number up. This isn't a commercial, but after seeing what he's done in our garage out there, it is absolutely beautiful. He always comes out with his wife, Cheryl. They bring extra people when they need them. But man, if you need a painter, this is a shameless plug, but it's also very true to the point. I pay this guy. This isn't any kind of weird deal. I'll be writing him a check when he leaves. But Steve the painter, just Google that, or just go to referralist.com and put it in. Now, let's get back to Raul. Raul, I have to ask you this. Did they cancel the wedding venue, or did you?
I canceled it upon their request.
Okay, so they called you and said, hey, because of everything going on, we want to cancel it.
No, they said there was a possibility. They didn't say that they wanted to.
What did they say if you canceled it? Whoa, wait a second. Here's where I want to get to the bottom of it. What are they offering you right now?
Nothing. Absolutely nothing.
Did they say if you can't... Hold on. Did they say if you canceled it that they were going to keep your money?
Correct, because that's how it stated on the contract.
Now, what date was the wedding set for?
The wedding was set for March 28th.
Hey, Doc or Dan, when did the governor's stay-at-home order kick in? I don't even remember. Someone look it up for me. But, Raul, was a stay-at-home order in place at that point?
Yes, it was. It was just barely put in.
So it was put in. Now, did they offer for you to come back on a different day after this is done?
Yes, they did.
Okay, so what's the problem with that?
The couple that was getting married, which is my son and his girlfriend, decided to postpone the wedding until next year, but they're not going to have it in that place anymore. They want a bigger place.
Okay, see, here's where it's going to come down. Listen, here's the deal, Raul. This is where it's going to come down to the agreement. Someone signed an agreement and put a deposit down. Now, it's all going to be in the agreement. Can you send me the agreement to look at?
Yeah, I can send you the agreement.
That's what we need to see. Send it to live@troubleshooter.com. I'm glad... you know what? This show does try to get on both sides. Daphne, do me a favor, put them on hold. But Raul, if that agreement says they should be giving you your money back, I will fight tooth and nail. But what I'm guessing is it was a non-refundable deposit. Now, when the stay-at-home order came in, I'll take your word on it, it went... Yeah, and this was going to be on the 28th. So then, therefore, it wasn't their fault. It wasn't your fault that it got moved. It was the state's fault or COVID's fault or the governor's fault, whoever you want to blame. But here's the bottom line. That contract is going to read what happens if it gets canceled. Now, the fact that the stay-at-home order was there, you couldn't have done it anyhow. So we got to figure out what ramifications come from what's happening. I will fill everybody in on that Monday, long as I get that agreement. Listen, we have had a long day. I hope you guys have a good weekend. Stay safe. I'm not even going to stay at home anymore. My assumption is we can go out, but stay 6 feet away. Wear a mask if the store asked for it. 303 Martino, and don't forget, live at Troubleshooter.com. My name's Mark Major, and save all your questions and problems for us.
Tune into The Mortgage Doctor this and
every weekend. When it's time to buy a new home, lower your house payment, consolidate your debts, Steve Haney is the Mortgage Doctor.
Hey, just a second. Did what was I going to say to you? Angel, does we got a do we got a Home Depot, Angel?
Yeah, we do.
Does Suzanne got it or what?
Yeah, Suzanne will have it. I thought Daph would have it.
No, Daph says you guys have it.